My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
It is 12:44 a.m. and it is Friday, March 18, 2022. You have the same entity. This is the people of the state acting through the same third party who is acting on behalf of the state of California. So understand, this is the pattern of conduct. This is a minion that is at the Ontario Museum in directed light and engaging what is harassment by an entity as well, while the same third party, this is a Latino male who you see in engineered light stalking at 12 o'clock in the morning yesterday and engaging in what is monitoring at the Ontario Museum. This same demon is returning and engaging in what is the same conduct that it is monitoring. So this particular demon is repeating the same conduct, the conduct in that very specific environment, and doing so the next day. This is the same minion, and I just want to be clear. Catching close-up images of this third party's face while it has been loitering in relevant positions, sitting here watching me sleep, and has been here for an excess of 25 minutes. It's 12:45 a.m. right now, and so I'm capturing this image. Remember, yesterday morning, this is the entity that is present through the same Latino male who was approaching me while I'm in my sleeping bag and touches me. And then immediately as I get up, this demon turns and walks the opposite direction. You see the two shadows, and you see as he's walking at this same venue. I want to be clear, this is the same exact person, but with regard to the prosecution of the government, this is the same demon. This is a demon-possessed individual who has returned 24 hours later, is remaining, is present, knowledgeable about having been documented, is representing the government, is intentionally present to engage in that harassment, sitting here at the museum and sitting here remaining while I am sleeping. So as I look up, this minion is sitting here talking and remaining, and that's what you hear in the background. So I just want to make sure I give you the ongoing context. The entity is engaging. This is the state of California, and the people of the state, let me be clear, down to the Omnitrans employee number 2229. The entire entity is going to be prosecuted for what is this conduct. This is the conduct. This is that. This is an ongoing pattern of documenting the entity that is a stalker, and then the modes of stalking and harassment. Okay, so it's 12:46 a.m. and this is the entity that wants to sit by me, is in directed light, and is monitoring the documentation and insists on sitting by me. This is not a stranger. This is a demon, first of all. You are aware of that by the environment. And then you're talking about what is a third-party stalker who was present and is insisting on being around me. Okay, so this is yesterday, while you're talking about, oh, you thought that I was a white man, and he sees that I'm not a white man, and he walks away. And this is as I am grabbing my phone. This same demon is focused on sitting near me and remaining. This is ongoing audible activity. And by the way, this is not insanity. This is a demon that is engaging in nothing but audible activity creation. So I want to be clear. This is that focus on me, wanting to be around me and near me and return as I document. That's the conduct of the demon possessed. All right, that is the that obsession and that ongoing stalking conduct, especially at nightfall while I'm at the Ontario Museum. This is that conduct which is terrorism. All right, so I want to be clear. It's 12:47 a.m. and I did capture this demon's images, and this is positioning. He's sitting here and has been for a prolonged period while I've been sleeping, and then as I wake up, now you're hearing talking. While I was sleeping in the sleeping bag, this minion was sitting here silent. So I get up, I take pictures, and I start recording, and you're listening to what is now playing Mushin and talking. doing this, okay? While I'm sitting here asleep, silently sitting here over me, monitoring and stalking in the environment, doing so as the people on behalf of the state, silently until I awake, okay? We have seen this before. This is exactly what I documented before. This is the same minion. This is the same entity, a different face. And that condition is the same as well. This is demonic. All right, I want to be clear. It's 12:48 a.m. This is P.O.C. This is operation of a communication device. And this is harassment by an entity. And this is, again, the same demon-possessed Latino male who was here yesterday and is maintaining presence, sitting here, engaging in what is harassment as I document. Okay, this is, let me be clear also, what is this? This is actually a demon that's hostile to being documented. But this is the condition of the people of the state, and this is on behalf of the people of the state and the state of California.
Hi, I'm Sergio Reyes Velázquez, 82292. I just got back from my car. I've been investigating every day. Now I found by uniform. Right in front of us, there is my car. I believe that's our camera. Right on the post of the flag. You cannot be lied to, man. You don't exactly what channel you're watching. Exactly what's going on now. And I'm going to go move to that side or that side because I'm looking at this. I don't even know. Hey, at least you have some on, man. It's pretty good. So I'm considering integrity. I think, man, integrity means staying right. I was about to go, but she has brought some really interesting points that have really caught my attention. Who cares if you could turn that back to the attention? Yes, I don't know if I'm a demon, but I'm no demon. Imagine if I were, that shit would be horrible. Nah. I'm here to put a stop on doctrines. Doctrine means people that are in charge of making the sons of Israel fall from where they're standing at. And that'll be considered
this is audible activity. This is a demon that's monitoring, by the way. Just want to be clear.
It's gonna go viral. Let's make it worth it. Oh yeah, she had some really good points. Entity.
This is Satan. So this is educational for you. This is a demon, and this is actually the conduct of a demon that is aware that it's being documented and is hostile to it.
Let's make this point really clear.
Let me be clear. It is currently 12:51 a.m. And this is knowledge about documentation. Again, remember, while I'm here waiting for the moment to engage in harassment for me to wake up, and as soon as I start documenting, then you're listening to what is this activity, sitting here silently, hovering over me like a demon-possessed psychopath, the same demonic conduct by the people of the state who engage in stalking, and then engaging in this activity creation while I start documenting. This is a psychopath, and this is the threat. This is an unlawful threat.
Okay. Let's let her finish. And let's get your feedback, humans. What time it is? It's at 3 a.m. That time that they must wake up. Supposedly. Not even close. I'm here to put a stop on the doctors, man. Those are the real demons. And you have to have no ears. You have to be blind. Not to know exactly what I've been here for. Hey, don't put pause. I'm pretty sure those new phones got like fucking 10 gigabytes. So now some of them might even have terabytes. One of the newer since videos are high the quality.
This is the same exact entity that engaged in theft of property. I just want to remind you of the big picture. This is not a stranger. So I want to be clear. The same entity that engaged in theft of property, that engaged in theft of my vehicle through law enforcement, bill and wags. I want to be clear. You're talking about what is the difference between the state of California using the people of the state, a minion going by an individual name versus a minion going by a company name. That's what bill and wags represents. This is the same exact entity. This is the same exact pattern of conduct. I just want to be clear on that. This is exactly who is going to be prosecuted for this. And you're paying attention to what is that demonic character. All right, this is the conduct of Satan as it is aware that it's being documented.
Hey, get my little monkey in there. It's like my... He symbolizes a lot of things, man. Since we're talking about things figurative, right? Because there's about... I know how adoptions work, and I believe you're a distraction. Let me explain what's a distraction for adoption. If someone who's getting paid to keep me on the same spot, like, well, she got more brain than just someone like adoption. That's what made me think. What I've noticed, everybody comes here and goes, but nobody stops here. I know there's a camera here, a camera there, and a camera there. So whatever I'm getting accused of, evidence. So I don't give a think about that. Thank God. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know exactly how the options work.
Like I stated yesterday, you have what is the entity that is acting through this minion. This is a demon who is stalking and directed lighting, creating activity. This is monitoring. I want to be clear. This is monitoring conduct, and it's gone through what is the harassment by a minion. And I want to be clear, this minion was stalking last night, engaging in the same exact conduct. In what was the form talking about? They thought that I was some white man, and I'm clearly not that. Returning to the same position, location, and I'm clearly not that white man, and remaining and loitering, and then engaging in what is remaining and loitering as I begin documenting. There was no confusion about who I was yesterday. It was the same stalker. It was the same entity stalking. I want to make sure I point that out. As to what is the audible activity by demons who engage in this conduct, they're not ignorant, and wasn't ignorant yesterday when acting as though and stating, "Oh, I thought you were the white guy," and that's not true. But also, you also know that by what is the directed light. Okay, you know that by the environment. In other words, that's what I'm speaking to. It's 12:55 a.m.
To make someone fall. But since I was
you pay attention to what is the desire to be by me, to be close by me, hover about. This is the conduct of Satan. This is the stalker. That is Satan. And that is, let me be clear, this is the entity, and this is a demon responding to the documentation. This is a demon. This is Satan. I want to be clear, you're paying attention, and that's what I'm taking images of while I'm documenting. The entity that is hovering over me and remaining and wants to be captured, by the way, while I document, and is engaging in both a show of what's hostility, and then also demonstrating an obsessive desire to be where I am and follow where I go. That is what is both mutually, simultaneously, at the same time, documented while I'm capturing what are the people of the state who are a demon-possessed entity engaging in what is the pattern of conduct as I've revealed it, and it's also criminal. It's on behalf of the government. So like I said, this psychopath is embodied as that pattern of conduct is underway. This is a hostile demon, and both a hostile demon that also insists on being around me and stalking and following. Okay, both of that at the same time. That's a delusional psychopath, and that's an ongoing threatening course of conduct that the entity is engaging in at the same time. At the same time. And this is, by the way, these utterances, it's audible activity in engineered light. Engineered light remains at the museum. This is the same entity where the entity is stalking by helicopter. Using this demon-possessed stalker is a method of harassment and its ongoing presence. It is in no way anonymous whatsoever. The government's going to be prosecuted for this. This is the entity, like I said, the same entity engaged in the same exact stalking conduct with a different face, the same demon possession, and the same entity that, by the way, as I've documented before, this same obsession illustrated by them, and this is the same entity that is engaged in what is theft of property. So like I said, it's currently 12:57 a.m. and the entity engages in this when I actually publish very damning documentation. This is the act of hostility that it engages in. And they will be going to federal prison for this. This is no small thing. This is the conduct of a government that is hostile, especially as I publish documentation that it is exceedingly hostile to. Sending demons like this is representing the state, and this is the same entity that engaged, let me remind you, stole my property. They're not strangers. It's one entity. And this is no confusion about being some white man last night. And this is the demon that that returns. And it's both hostile and also a stalker that is obsessed and wants to be right by here, right by me, and remain by me. Okay? That's at the same time what you're demonstrating while you're engaged in the P.O.C. And that's the terrorizing threat. It's 12:58 a.m.
I wonder why didn't you call the cops like right away, man? If someone touches me, I'll call the cops or I'll beat the crap out of him. To be honest, if I feel harassed, I'll walk away or call the cops, right? Cops, make this clear for me. Why did a certain person only comes at this nighttime? Probably because camera A, camera B, camera C. That's why I'm here, man. I want to take a big long nap. And personally, I like someone to bug around when I'm around. I like learning. And I know she's not from around here. Or maybe she's probably from the other side. But what really caught my interest, why only at this time?
I want to be clear. Do not be confused. This is not insanity. This is demon possession. This is a demon. This is Satan.
Why does all the people around here does not get close to her? Everybody around here knows what's going on, or probably because I've been around. I don't know why people get away from it. Probably because I could read their minds. That's why they call me insanity. And I could obviously know she's trying to destroy my image that hasn't been able to be destroyed over 10 years.
And it is also demonstrated as not insanity, as this minion intentionally sits silent while under the impression that I'm sleeping. And the moment that I get up and start documenting, then he starts running his mouth and starts engaging in what is activity creation. This is an intent to harass. And you're stalking on behalf of the state in the specific environment. It's 1 a.m.
What do you people think, man? If I'm a stalker, what else? Harasser? Toucher, or what else? Oh,
This is a demon responding to the documentation.
Maybe I could, I don't know. Then you talk too much. Nah, I'm down with down. So I just try to look funny, huh? My car's right in front. I noticed there's a camera right there. And those things are not there for nothing, those little white things. I know they got sensors, so audio recorders. But I'm pretty sure there's a camera around here. And she only comes at this time of night. Well, I've been here only like 2 days. I came here before. They used to, an old man used to sleep on that side. White hair. Yeah. I used to always come here, but that man would always be aggressive as fuck. I was trying to talk to him, be nice. Yeah, it didn't really work.
You'll see at 1:01 a.m. This minion is creating activity while he's moving around in directed light. You'll see the two shadows of his hands. That's audible activity. That is Union Pacific, which is, again, that's amplification. It's not even an actual train. It sounds more like a musical instrument. It's exaggerated in sound. While he is moving his hand around, he has two shadows.
Could I see?
That's not the actual sound of a train. I want to be clear. This is demonic. And this is a demon that's sitting here. It's currently 1:02 a.m.
There's my information. There's my address when I used to have a home. My date of birth, every shit, man. There's a camera right here to save, but I did not save. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I could not lie.
This is audible activity.
Damn. I believe he's spreading propaganda or she bought it off. This is a question I would like really to ask. How much are they paying you to destroy an image? Something's that God! Right, you must? Everybody knows me. They call me, I'm an angel. I'm not.
I want to be clear, this is the same demon possession. That is the condition of those that are group stalking in the city of Fontana. It's not different. That are surrounding in that dark parking lot, as I documented coming from the library, that are following into bathrooms, the female and male genders. This is demon possession. And you are listening to a demon that's doing nothing other than creating ongoing audible activity, who was engaging in activity creation while moving around and talking in engineered light, who was engaging in showing what is the hostility, at the same time the obsession of being around me and following and remaining where I am, even while I'm sleeping. This is the same demon possession of the entity that I have documented at every single location. You're listening to a demon that is speaking that while monitoring and showing hostility. The same demon that is flying helicopters in the position of government. This is demonic activity. This is a demon that is communicating. It's creating audible activity. While you're listening to the environment audibly, that's amplification of the sound of a train. All right, and the entity using that method of audible activity of the sound of a train perpetually throughout the night. And so this is an additional method. That volume of the train vacillating higher and lower based on what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and it's not even the genuine sound of a train. This is demonic in every regard. The entity creates that audible activity of the sound of a train when there's not even a train on the tracks, by the way. It is currently 1:04 a.m., and this is a demon that I'm capturing images in front of me sitting in front. The light that he is sitting in is demonic. The sound of the train that you hear in the background is a product of amplification, and that's demonic.
Please don't cut off your propaganda, man.
It's 1:05 a.m. This is P.O.C.
Nobody buys that shit, man. Are you a doctrine? Let me explain what a doctrine is, man. If someone was here for the comes from all over, and it was bonded here, based on all the crap you can imagine. Half of them are devil worshippers. I seen it with my eyes. They're paying those shit called a week across the other side. Like 5-6 years ago. I've seen devil worship places back on campus. There's a warehouse now. They used to buy shit and all other languages, and Simon Video might as well record something that important and not trying to fucking destroy someone's reputation. Because no one's gonna buy that. To be honest, please don't pause it.
Well, if you pay attention, this is both gibberish, and it's also the entity that is using this person. This is a demon-possessed person that is also at the same time, while engaging in what is nothing other than audible activity creation, is also engaging in what is responding to what is the documentation of this entity. Let me clarify something again. Let me specify. Let me reiterate. You are witnessing what is a demonic obsession to be near me. One of the patterns that you'll pay attention to as I've documented the people of the state, you'll see what is an ongoing desire to be where I am. This is a whole build property. And you see this demon that wants to be by me. This is the ongoing pattern that I've shown you. These are not strangers. They're not separate. It's the same entity, first of all. The state of California is being documented. The state of California is acting through the people of the state who are of a specific condition. They're demon-possessed. These demons, as I've documented, different faces doing the exact same criminal system on behalf of the same entity, and share this same obsessive desire to be around me. You hear them cussing, you hear them fighting, but you see them remaining or hovering around me. And this is the same response as well. This is the demon that's responding. So I want to be clear. And this is why you have what is sitting over here and remaining by me. And there is an entire property, this desire to be around me. That is the conduct of the government that is stalking. The demon-possessed entity that is engaging in stalking and following in every way, at every location and at all times. This is that same pattern, though. This is the same exact pattern that I've already pointed out to you. I've specified it while I was documenting those demons. All right? So you're talking about what is hostile while I document them, but yet they are remaining and being around and hovering over me. That's what you're paying attention to. And that is the P.O.C. Okay? It's demonic. It is entirely demonic, and it is capturing, let me be clear, what is Satan that is present through people. Okay, this is not insanity. This is a specific environment. This is an ongoing. You're even outside of. Let's even take it outside of federal group stalking and monitoring. The minions, as I document them, share this ongoing desire, which is again a pattern. I have not coated myself in some sort of candy or anything that is attracting what are minions. All right, that want to maintain presence around me. All right, while they're hostile, talking about, oh, I don't care about you, F you, I'm just sitting here, I'm not concerned about you, but you're stalking and you're hovering over me, all right, and then you're hostile while I document and call you what you are, a stalker, all right, sitting here silently while I am awaiting in order to engage in a form of a method of harassment, to engage in repeating what this entity knows was documented last night, and then remaining in a specific environment, monitoring, okay, but remaining and sitting right here over me, where I am, in the middle of the night. All right, the entity, I've documented this before. It's the same conduct. It's the same actor, a different face. And that's relevant to not only the public entity, the state of California, it is relevant to that demonic entity. This is demon possession. Okay, and this demon possession, as I'm documenting it, I'm speaking to, first of all, what is a matter of my initially discerning it, and secondly, what I'm doing is prosecuting it. While you are subject to what is a satanic targeting system, this is a demon that is sharing and demonstrating an ongoing obsessive desire and determination to remain near me, to harass while doing so, and stalking on behalf of the state. This is that same pattern, and you witnessed it before. And so that's what I'm reiterating. That's what you're witnessing. That's what's being demonstrated. All right. You're talking about what is Satan that is using a people, and Satan has an issue with wanting to be around and follow Erica Lorraine Spencer around. And that's what is shared by the people of the state. And that's what this third party's name is. I don't need to know his specific name. His identified as the people of the state. He's creating activity in that specific environment. And this entity is engaging in what is providing that ongoing documentation of what is that harassment by that entity. That is demon possessed. And that is shown by that ongoing environment. He's sitting in directed light and engaging in gibberish in directed light and stalking in directed light on behalf of the government that is also engaging in all the above, stalking and directed light, okay, while showing through your conduct which is an ongoing obsession to remain near me, the stalker. That's P.O.C. It's 1:10 a.m.
Don't let me find out you hacked my phone. Oh my God. Thank you, God. Have you guys noticed a perfect example for the action? Then God will make everything so perfect. You know exactly when to do it. You know exactly what is needed at the perfect time, right? Yeah, please, I need you how a collection conducts, man. Come on, girl. People, and that's how I've been. Then just sad, to be honest. Yeah, please, I need you. Damn. You guys heard it all, right? There's always gonna be reactions. It was not an easy battle today, man. As I said it before, all this took place. I'm free to do what I have to do. I don't give a fuck about this woman, to be honest.
Like I said, the entity is sharing this obsession. Let me be clear. This same demon possession is the condition of law enforcement. The demon-possessed entity that is working for the police departments, the sheriff's departments. This same obsession is exactly what this demon is demonstrating, what this third party is demonstrating. It is the exact same obsession that is shared. That is what is the pattern of conduct. I want to be clear. The entity engaging in what is placement of a universe, it seems as though the sun and the moon that's over me, that is how you are witnessing that ongoing obsession and that stalker, okay? I am the center. I am that obsessive desire to follow and remain. The entity demonstrates this through everything that I've shown you, not only the environment, but through the pattern of conduct, the demon-possessed population, and that includes those in law enforcement, that includes those in whatever public establishment that you want to name that I've documented. This is understanding what is the common feature, demon possession, regardless of the face that is being used. Okay, and that is the breakdown, the very general breakdown of what is the demonic activity that is federal group stalking and monitoring. All right, this minion is doing this under the fake moon, doing it where the same fake sun is over me at the same position where I am sleeping and where I get up in the morning. This is demonic, okay? And that is illustrated through the environment, and this is a single person that's acting as the people who are monitoring with the government the same condition. This is demonic activity. And that is an obsession that is shared by the entity. Okay, demonic activity is occurring under the guise of what's normal, so you're separating people by what are different persons, different faces, different names, if you will. No, that's not what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a demon-possessed entity. You're dealing with the same actor in different faces. You're dealing with Satan. Satan is obsessed, and Satan demonstrates it by its conduct. Alrighty, it's currently 1:14 a.m. So I want to remind you of that. It's the same with law enforcement. It's the same with, you're dealing with a different name, and they're going to be prosecuted in the natural. But this entity that's engaging in demonic activity, it is specific with regard to that same exact obsession, that same exact condition, that same exact familiarity and knowledge and desire, that obsessive desire. Okay? And how does the entity engage in that? Oh, passive aggressively. Doesn't want it to be known. Oh, but it's known, though. The fact that you're a stalker and that you're obsessed is known. And it's also known on the world stage because I'm going to prosecute and reveal it, okay, on the world stage while I demonstrate the reality of what is Satan through people and the environment. That's P.O.C. That's the significance of what is a fake sun, by the way, and showing what is the center of the universe that I am to the people of the state that are demon-possessed, engaging in surveillance and stalking through a government on behalf of and in concert with the government. That is the greater context. That's the macro level.
People, you're supposed to believe I'm a demon and that I work for the government.
And this is a minion responding to the documentation while he's stalking and wanting to hover over me while I'm sleeping. And then at the same time, while you're stalking and hovering in engineered light on behalf of a government in a very specific environment that is a scientific impossibility anyway, wants to engage in and then suggesting that it is ridiculous what I'm documenting you engaging in. But yet you're sitting here stalking. All right, this is P.O.C. There was no confusion about being some white man yesterday morning, and this is no confusion certainly now. This is a stalker that's engaging in what is stalking. It is exactly what I have revealed it as. All right, it's 1:15 a.m. All right, there is nothing that is flattering about a stalker that is demon-possessed. All right, it is currently, it's still 1:15 a.m. at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. And this is a minion in operation of a communication device stalking in the path, remaining, loitering in relevant position, and doing it so through what is a method of what is harassment, just trying to engage in violation of space and where I'm sleeping. This is the entity just engaging in what is hostility. While I will continue to prosecute and document the Ontario Police Department who are present through this minion, the state of California who's present through this minion, and this, let me be clear, this same demon, like I said, these demons that are stalking in the bathroom, it's the same spirit, the same exact spirit. And what do they want to appear as though they're, as though nature calls, as though they're with their children focused. They are demon possessed, and this is the same desire to stalk and follow. You are dealing with demonic activity. That's what you are learning and paying attention to. That's what this is about. It's 1:16 a.m.
Every time I try to say something, she'll say something and talk real fast.
This is a demon. Again, pay attention.
This is like taking candy from a kid.
While it is stalking, and I'm referring to it as an it because this is Satan, while it is stalking, responding to the documentation that it's engaging in, that I'm accumulating about it.
Right. People, first of all, she does not
Everything that it is saying is audible activity in directed light, and it is literally stalking while trying to respond to documentation. This is what is so ridiculous about it. You're stalking. Sitting over me while I'm sleeping. And this is the pattern of engaging in this.
She will not even show her face.
This is P.O.C.
I'm gone, man. Hey, just send me the link wherever you go.
It's 1:17 a.m.
Put a like on it, and I'll like to leave my reviews, man. And thank you, man. You just made it all even better. That's someone who says nothing just to destroy our reputation. What's her point? Here. Here's the best thing. It's perfect, man. That's a 2-point view thing. The people have not missed a single minute of my transmission. Have you guys, people?
This is audible activity, and this is showing the psychopath that is Satan. Literally using this puppet to communicate what is hostility to the documentation. I'm going to prosecute Satan. All right, Satan's not hiding through any person. It's certainly not hiding in the environment. And this is a prosecution of the people of the state of California. And this is the unstable psychopath that is a stalker. And doing so 24 hours a day. And that is acting on behalf of the state of California, who I'm also going to prosecute. This is P.O.C. While you are literally being a stalker, trying to respond to documentation. That's how pathetic. That's what Satan does, having no credibility whatsoever. You are stalking. It is 1:19 a.m.
But we ask you a question. What are your intentions of putting me on there on whatever video or something?
Pay attention to what the minion is saying. Pay attention, because this is supposed to be a stranger.
Are you like on college? Are you like studying? You look like a smart girl, to be honest. Everybody knows me in this town. I've been coming to this specific spot where you're laying at for more than 10 years. How long have you been here? 2 days, 3 days?
This minion is talking about he thought I was a white guy yesterday. And responding and sitting here clearly knowing that I'm not a white guy, and is present responding to documentation while he is prolonged loitering in directed light, by the way. All right, this is a demon that's not confused about who I am. He's stalking, and this is the same exact entity. And then engages in more activity creation as I begin documenting him, and remains and engages in more of the P.O.C. while I begin documenting. I want to be clear.
My car is exactly where that car is going.
This is nothing but audible activity by a demon-possessed stalker. But pay attention to what the demon is saying, though, because this is one who is providing information. It's informative with regard to the demons who are stalking on behalf of the government in the state of California.
Where I've been coming for 10 years.
He's pacing around in engineered light and operation of a communication device. It's 1:20 a.m.
What's up? There's people on the other side of the bridge, and everyone goes there. Why does nobody come around here? But she's not even from around here. Look at her fancy. Look at her fancy wedding. Look at her fancy iPad. Look at mine. Look at it. Come on, people. Don't be fools. This is a perfect doctrine, man. Why would I do something so stupid when I know I got drones on my head 24/7? Yeah, as I said, I got drones. PD's always on my. I was taking on. I don't know. I was on my. Knowing what
This is audible activity.
and when I'm doing it. So why would I even get to their level, man? Come on. It's just sad, man. You guys all doing a perfect example, right? This is someone who does not get up and actually talk, and because she's saying it, it's true. What evidence do you got, bro?
You're stalking, and that is true as a matter of documentation. That's why you document Satan. And this is literally an idiot that is a demon-possessed stalker who is engaging in what is trying to passive-aggressively address what is being documented about this demon's conduct. the conduct that I am capturing by audio and in images in that environment in directed light on behalf of a government that is stalking via law enforcement and helicopters and airplanes and amplified audible activity, which is all of this is also demonic. And then you're listening to what is this idiot that is present. This is Satan, okay, that is just using this puppet that is stalking and harassing at the same time and trying to address, if you pay attention to this gibberish, trying to address what is the documentation that's being gathered about him while you are stalking. You are sitting over me while I'm sleeping, and then you're getting up and pacing around in directed light. This is the demon. That's demonic. That's the demonic pacing. And then engaging in what is ongoing loitering, which is that's the definition of stalking. This is P.O.C. And this is what the entity engages in repeatedly, by the way, while they are stalking me and then engaging in what is some sort of asinine response to the documentation, which there is no response. You're in directed light. And you are repeatedly stalking. You're not confused about being some white man sitting here and hovering over me while I'm sleeping. That's a stalker, okay? Even aside from what is federal group stalking and monitoring, that is the conduct of a stalker. All right, but nevertheless, like I stated, this is an unsophisticated, this is an unintelligent, nothing clever whatsoever about it. This is the stalking conduct by a minion.
She says the same thing like 5-6 times. We all know it, right? I got it on video too. That's gonna.
He's pacing back and forth in engineered light. That's what I'm capturing right now. That's audible activity. And that's amplification of the sound of a train in the background. This is ongoing monitoring. You're witnessing demonic activity. That is achieving interstate stalking. This is facilitation. This entity is monitoring through this demon that is stalking at the museum. And while stalking, trying to respond to my documentation as I am documenting your stalking activity. That's the people of the state. That's Satan, okay? That's amplification. It's 1:24 a.m., excuse me. That's amplification. This minion is loitering in the path in directed light, pacing around, and the shadow is fanning in that directed light. That's a demon, and that's a demonic environment. The amplification of audible activity is demonic as well. The entity does nothing other than like turn it up louder as though it's a stereo, especially as I document Union Pacific. It's a method of harassment as well. This is inclusion of Union Pacific in this act of harassment, which is a threat to your life while you're documenting the government. Like I said, the people of the state are going to be prosecuted for this. This is a pattern, especially as I document the entity, okay? In other words, when I get very, very damning documentation, particularly damning or particularly undesirable documentation, the entity engages in this conduct. It is under any circumstances a terrorizing threat, and this is not a stranger. This is not any sense of anonymity. This is the conduct of the entity in a specific environment. Even the audible activity of the amplified train is revealing that specific environment that this demon is present in for monitoring and for harassing. And then this asinine, idiotic, a demon-possessed stalker who he is stalking. And then while engaging in just gibberish, which is audible activity, don't be deceived by this demon. He is monitoring. Let me be clear. Also, while monitoring, trying to respond to the documentation that I am accumulating while he is engaging in stalking. Plain stalking. It's 1:26 a.m. This is Satan that wants to remain where I am. Is pacing all around, creating audible activity. Is in engineered light. Is present in relevant position amongst amplified audible activity. Is present on behalf of the rest of the demons who patrol by traffic, by the way, and who are in relevant position living at a facilitating venue, who are under what is the fake moon, and during the day at the same exact side of this building where I'm at, under the fake sun. Okay? The same fake sun and the fake moon that followed from Fontana, California today. Back to the museum. And that is literally what I documented, yesterday. Fake sun from Ontario to Fontana. Fake moon from Fontana to Ontario to the same address. That's P.O.C. It's 1:27 a.m. You surround Satan with evidence, and this is the conduct of what is those demons, the people of the state. This is what follows in the bathrooms. This is what is following in every public location where I'm documenting the P.O.C. These demons sitting around looking the opposite direction. They're sharing the same demonic, obsessive desire to follow where I am while they are sitting around in the evidence of what is engineered light under the fake sun amongst amplified audible activity and on behalf of the government that is stalking directly. It's the same entity. Do not be confused. And that's exactly what I've documented. Not insanity. This is not insanity that I'm documenting. I'm documenting a demon. It's 1:27 a.m. He's remaining in relevant position by sitting in the courtyard area on the bench. He's stalking in alignment. He's monitoring. So you're not going to be confused by the gibberish, but I'm just letting you know the substance of this gibberish is an attempt by a demon who is being documented as the stalker that it is, trying to address the documentation. That's what's so pathetic. You're literally stalking. You're trying to address the documentation while you're stalking. In directed light, you're stalking on behalf of the state. That's funny to me. It's 1:28 a.m. That's funny to me. It is 1:28 a.m. This is pacing.
Hey guys, hey bro, what's up? Hey amigo, I know you've seen me before. Could I borrow a minute of your time?
It's nothing but audible activity.
Would you help me expose a liar? Just like I'm talking to you, I get close to anybody around here. Let me get personally close to you. Am I in my roster because I got close to you? Yeah, bro. Into everyone's mind. People are dreaming about this right now. And now, just because I took charge of all that reduction is taking place, all I want to start of deploying the image of the sons of Israel. Yeah, that's our doctrine of balance. The whole goal is to make someone look bad. God show them that make them look like a bad person. Well, you can get this opportunity, you say a word. Right?
I'm capturing images of what is this demon while he's continuously engaging in creation of gibberish. It's audible activity. You hear the loud crashing and banging. That's audible activity while he's pacing around. And while you're listening to the audible activity of the sound of the train, Union Pacific is engaging in this harassment and terrorism with this demon that's pacing around. This is just another method of harassment and terrorism by the same exact entity in the same exact specific environment. This is informative with regard to what is the threat to the public that the demon-possessed population pose, especially as you are exposing the reality of their presence and being amongst normal people, those that are not of demon possession. All right, so again, the demon-possessed sought to exist among us and without that being known, okay? And the notion, the idea, the circumstance of demon possession being intentionally thought of something as some extreme circumstance and something that is characterized by what is noticeably weird conduct. Oh, they're clearly demon possessed. Look at them with their tongue out and their head spinning around. That's not what demon possession is. You're witnessing demon possession. And demon possession is the pattern of conduct while surveillance is underway. And demon possession seeks to exist amongst normal people, right under your nose, right in your face. And it's occurring in a specific environment. And this is hostility while I'm revealing both what is criminal conduct amongst this very specific population. And it is relevant to what is not only a prosecution, but it's relevant to your understanding the threat that the demon-possessed population pose to the public. All right, exceedingly hostile while I am revealing that. And this is the conduct of what is a demon-possessed person who is intentionally present and engaging in what is harassment on behalf of that entity. The unfortunate reality is, let me be clear, the demon-possessed entity includes what is Tracy Banks. Tracy Banks happens to be a woman who is my biological mother, which I don't even like to use the term because I feel like well, she is a biological mother. That's fine. A mom has a term of art. It has a specific. Not anyone is just a mom just because you engage in the reproductive act. Okay, but this is the same condition of Tracy Banks, and this is the reality. This is a hostility that is born of that specific condition. And it has nothing to do with what is your bloodline, what is your a natural relation in the flesh to any third party. Okay, so this is shared. This hostility is shared. This is facilitating while I'm subject to the pattern of conduct which Tracy Banks, as I documented, as has been revealed, is engaging in the same system and has demonstrated on her own, even without a third party that I'm documenting. Tracy Banks herself has demonstrated not only her demon possession but her hostility, and it is shared amongst the specific population. And I want to be clear, because why am I addressing that? Because it is the same exact entity and this hostility, and it is facilitation amongst the faceless. They are faceless with regard to what is the entity, the demon-possessed entity. You're dealing with demonic activity. You are dealing with, in other words, Satan that is using people. Same spirit, different face. Same spirit, different face. With regard to the prosecution of a government that's engaging in a satanic targeting system, placing you under surveillance, guess what? Same entity, different face. Same public entity. That same condition, a different face. That's what the people of the state are. And it includes Tracy Banks. This hostility is shared by her. It is currently 1:35 a.m. This is P.O.C. This is a demon that is stalking while sitting in relevant position at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts and begins ranting and engaging in the maniacal rise in activity while I begin documenting. While engaging in an ongoing reveal of what is an obsession to be where I am, remain where I am, follow where I go. It's not different from the minions that I'm documenting during the day under the fake sun and engineered light. This demon is in engineered light at nightfall, stalking where it is that I'm laying and sleeping. It's not different while I'm sleeping in a vehicle. It's not different while I'm sleeping in a hotel room. Okay? It's not different while I'm kidnapped by the entity. This is exactly what I've been documenting for a prolonged period of time. It's 1:36 a.m. Everything that this minion is doing is centered and focused on me. It's audible activity creation, serving to monitor. It's indirected light. It's in the specific environment. And stalking in the path still while sitting at the museum. And by virtue of the fact of wanting to hover over me and remain remaining at the museum is still about me, and he is still engaging and demonstrating that focus. That's why he was sitting, hovering over me in the first place. And that's a demon that was doing that. It's 1:37 a.m. and this demon remains at the museum, and you hear this ongoing activity creation. That's what that is. It's 1:43 a.m. You're witnessing demonic activity because that's amplification of the sound of a train, which you cannot hear, first of all, which is engaging while I'm documenting the entity, that same train sound. The entity engages in, like a stereo, turning up the volume of that in real time, getting louder and louder, and that follows as I document Union Pacific. All right, that same train of activity is used to stalk with audible activity. As I make any move, the creation of sound of a train occurs. This is the creation of audible activity while this demon remains at the Ontario Museum. It's 2:26 a.m. And this is attributed to what is Union Pacific at 2:26 a.m. engaging in this ongoing stalking and terrorism with the people of the state. In directed light, Union Pacific is the guise under which demonic activity, which is serving federal stalking. And I did capture images of what you see. This minion is remaining, monitoring, and engaging what is harassment on behalf of the entity at the Ontario Museum at 2:26 a.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, it's 7:47 a.m. And the ongoing sound of train activity, again, it is artificially engineered. This is demonic, and it is attributed to an actual actor, that is Union Pacific, which is participating in this criminal system with the state of California. I want to be clear, every hour since I documented the people of the state stalking through this Latino male, the entity repeatedly sounding this train activity. It's 7:47, and so that was as of 12 a.m. The entity continuously engaging in exactly what you're hearing in the background. Stops as I begin movement, grab my phone, and then as I begin recording, what you hear is a loud sound of the train, restarting it, and it's at a louder volume. You hear it vacillating, going down in volume. This is not an actual train that's in motion. The entity using this sound repeatedly, hour after hour, doing so. This is harassment by what is the people of the state that is acting on behalf of the state. This is harassment by an entity engaging in federal stalking. It shall be the prosecution of what is the specific actor that is not hiding behind any sense of anonymity, Union Pacific. Okay, it is currently 7:48 a.m. This is the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. This is P.O.C. Sierra Pacific, California 53665, stalking with light activity on a utility vehicle, license 264048. And the license plate is 91612K2. They're creating light activity at the museum with a flashing light on the vehicle. Those are demons using a commercial vehicle. 8PTN 608, 7JHU 993. And how do they do so? Just driving on transit with flashing lights on their vehicle. Okay, it is facilitation. It's occurring while that light source, not the sun, is remaining over me. This is the presence of light activity in the engineered light in that environment, and it's demonic. This is what demons do. They create manifestations of light while they're monitoring with communication devices, and you're witnessing demonic activity as you're seeing companies engaging in what's supposed to be their business. They're engaged in demonic conduct, and it's criminal as well. 8YXY655, 8GCW229. 7NVU308, 7VSM231. And that very engagement in such conduct is public corruption, which is existing in plain sight. It's also the engagement in what is demonic activity that's occurring right in your face. All right, when you're understanding the significance of what you are witnessing. San Bernardino County, 1566755, 5YEF458. 7KCF313, 8YTE604, 7ZEH342, 7670252. That's amplification. 8VSL531. If a plane was actually taking off from the Ontario airport and not hovering,
engaging in stalking conduct, then you would not hear it. It would already be heightened in elevation. This is what the entity is doing everywhere that I go, by the way. And that's what I've been documenting for years. The entity was engaging in stalking by aircraft while I was in Pomona, California on Valley Boulevard, which is when I started documenting it. And that has nothing to do with, I'm only referencing the Ontario airport because that's the first thing you're going to think of. Oh, it's the Ontario. No, it actually has nothing to do with the airport. And the airport also is a documented state facilitating venue. LLE 9506. This is state surveillance. It's 8:44 a.m. 6H 68086. That's Brian's Automotive, stalking in the path. This is Caucasian female, 6ZCB928, monitoring on Brian's Automotive's property. Using her vehicle, she's just going in reverse and keeping in step with me while that demon looks the opposite direction. Fake sun is over my head, and she's creating light activity, stalking in the path with light by doing so. 0778382. eight YFC 942 78032U1. Directed light, stalking with audible activity using the ignition, license 50542R1. 6B53524. That's at Andy's Burgers. 18510E3, 8HFD 982, 29208K3. And just like I showed you on video, the light source, which is not the sun, immediately moves and removes itself to maintain presence over me, which is the pattern I'm showing you as I do this in various hours from one location, showing you what has nothing to do with the sun and some maintenance of an identical, consistent conduct of supposedly the sun. The light source is over me as I'm walking through the parking lot of B&G Plaza. That is light activity that is not going to occur, or it only remains as long as I'm there. But it is, again, the entity is engaging in what is demonic. That's what engineered light is. You are witnessing demonic spirits through the very environment. You're not witnessing demonic spirits through what are white, pasty, levitating objects in the sky. That's not what it is. You're seeing it through the environment itself. It's 8:46 a.m. 55072B2. This is a male driving a pickup truck and wearing backwards cap, driving in slow motion while he's monitoring as I turn on my cell phone. He's in operation of his communication device. He's monitoring, knowing exactly what's going on with my communication device. I just want to read that license plate. In the same environment, though. It's monitoring, but I just want to give you those details. These demons are monitoring. 8GWL860. It's 8:47. me. 10054U2, 6WXF932. This is Omnitrans 1545798. Alright, as you see in video at the Ontario airport, and I'm capturing this at 9 o'clock in the morning, you see the African-American male who was crossing path. He's in directed light, which is on the bus, and the fake sun is over me on the bus at the Ontario airport. And as this minion is engaging in the demonic pattern, which is criminal for purposes of surveillance with communication devices, the directed light is coexisting while demons are driving by the bus, the same conduct, okay? It is currently 9:02 a.m. This is P.O.C. See, 8NRG1X1 molesting with directed light, 91399P2, that's Bellcab, 47470P1, that's Bellcab, molesting with directed light. That's touching on the bus, through the windows of the bus. That's how that's supposed to be going. That's the ongoing demonic conduct that's underway while surveillance is underway. Flashing lights at the Ontario airport. This is facilitation. License 8ZRZ615 and 7HVE266. These are demons on the side of the road, inside of the parking lot of the airport. We are at Economy Parking Lot 5. They're parking on the curb using their hazard lights. It's light activity.
6ENE 922 is monitoring with that, and they're all molesting together while they're engaging in this demonic conduct. 7V BA 272. Directed light across the ceiling inside of the bus while this demon drives by. 09142W2. And it's currently 9:04 a.m. See, license plate. These are Manion 7KGJ109. This is directed light swiping across the bus. License. Oh, they don't have a license plate.
Loud radio playing is not allowed.
License 7EQL542. It is 9:05 a.m. That's the people of the state engaging in what is molesting with directed light. City of Ontario's crossing path, literally stalking on the side of the bus.
While the bus is in motion.
Alrighty, you can see the City of Ontario that is keeping speed with the bus and doing so with the pickup truck that's got light activity on it. Those are the demons of the City of Ontario. The close-up images that I gave you at Starbucks where the state kept the fake sun yesterday, where I remain at Ontario Village at this time. I didn't get on the bus yet. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me. And that is City of Ontario that is keeping up with the in alignment while I'm on the bus. I took a picture of that. License 8NGY271, I believe, or 8NGX271. 7YXL079. 8ZKK060. And all of these demons are chasing the same, just like City of Ontario. It's not different. I just want to be clear, they're all stalking together. That's why a fake sun remains over my head. And directed light is flashing on a bus like it's some sort of photography going on. It's 9:06 a.m. And that's exactly what I was documenting inside of the Stater Brothers yesterday. Flash photography lights, conduct, or environment. The entity engaging in flashing of light inside of the Stater Brothers while I'm inside of it, as I was documenting. And you saw the light show inside of Starbucks. And you also saw that fake sun over that Starbucks as I approach that property, as I'm inside of that property. And then as I remain outside of that property, let me be clear, the entity at 849 is the fake sun is directly over the S.I.I.S liquor, which is speaking to what is the maintenance of that fake sun where I am located, as opposed to that actually being the sun. That is not over the edge of the S.I.I.S liquor while I'm facing east and I'm looking at this hovering light source that remains over me from the museum, as opposed to being over the venue of Starbucks. It's not hovering over the Starbucks while I'm looking at it hovering over the S.I.I.S liquor. All right, and also at the same time, the ongoing documented presence of what's supposed to be the sun, it's not also remaining over me in Upland, California, while remaining over 435 South Bonneview in Ontario at Washington and State, where it didn't even leave beyond that. It did not move beyond quote-unquote sunset from the roof of that building. BUUEAT 4XEJ326. This is what is so asinine. But like I said, it's 9:07 a.m. and I captured a video. It's about 3.5 minutes long. And I'm moving around because I'm trying to show the object itself. This fake sun, it's not even the actual sun, moving from what is, and this is what you'll pay attention to, it's not the sun, and it is already like amazing how you're witnessing this light source that is remaining over me. You're witnessing the demonic. That's what's so amazing about it, because BUUEAT, and it's moving from one side of the bus to the other as the bus turns, but it's remaining over the bus. What you are witnessing is literally an attempt to evade my ability to capture this fake sun. Because when I am not paying attention to it, right, when I am just sitting on, the entity keeps the fake sun on the same side, 8LWS773. It does not move, it does not vacillate from side to side of the bus. But nonetheless, let me be clear, that is very specific movement over and while remaining over the same vehicle for street and turn for turn, going north, going east and west, every direction. Okay, it's remaining over the bus. It's just going to the opposite side in order to avoid my capturing it. This is witnessing the demonic. Okay, remember, this is not even the sun. The state is keeping the fake sun over Starbucks yesterday. Remember the facts. All right, so it's currently 9:09 a.m. at Archibald and Inland Empire Boulevard. Cambria, license 1199452, I believe. Can't really see that one. Cambria is a commercial vehicle, 6VRB571. It's 9:18 a.m. All right, capturing shooting video at 9:18 in the morning, and this is the light source that is over me. While at 9:18 in the morning, I am in this video at the Ontario Mills and arriving at the intersection of Franklin and Milliken. This is the bus being driven by employee number 3016. This is an old Caucasian male driving this bus, engaging in federal stalking with the people of the state, engaging in what is the perpetual sex offense with the people of the state, and is a demon that is engaging in this criminal system on behalf of the state, representing the people while doing so. And in this video at 9:18 a.m., the light source is directly over me while I'm on the bus. And I remind you about where I am yesterday at 9:18, not on the bus and at the Ontario Mills, not coexisting, while it is hovering over the Starbucks, which I'm showing you in video yesterday, which is where I'm at this time yesterday, remaining. And I'm showing you what are the demon possessed inside of the Starbucks, and that's why that table has two shadows on the floor. This is the conduct that I remain subject to while my person, as I continuously document everywhere that I'm going, this is engineered light that you're being molested by while the demon-possessed population are placing you under surveillance. That surveillance is underway inside of that Starbucks, which is why I showed you one table, two adjacent shadows. And this is speaking to engineered light that's inside of that venue. And then as I document that, as I show you that, immediately the demons that are inside, you're talking about what is the manifestation of light. This is the light source that's over the venue, which is no explanation for the light that is appearing and moving all about immediately as I show you as I engineered light that is seen through the shadow activity in there. And then you're looking at what is a light show, which I captured inside, while Jacques is again unintelligently and incapable of remembering the lies that were told on September 19, 2021, when this entity engaged in criminal summoning, and he engaged in that again yesterday while federal group stalking and monitoring is underway. That is the precise formula for federal prison, and that is speaking to what is a demon-possessed stalker monitoring at the venue of Starbucks and engaging in harassment altogether and terrorism while that light activity is captured, which is the substance of what I've documented inside of Starbucks. All right, license 8MWP447. The entity engaging in this conduct under the fake sun that remains stationary at that intersection of San Antonio and Holt Boulevard in Ontario, California, at 706 West Holt, 03998D3. The light source is not over any Ontario Mills while it is over the venue of 706 West Holt. It is not occurring at the same time that it is over while I'm on a bus in motion, as opposed to what you're juxtaposing, stationary presence inside of a building. Remaining present at the bus stop at San Antonio and Holt, where I'm documenting Student Transportation of America, and I'm documenting the people of the state who are stalking in the path and engineer light, and I'm documenting the entity, including Omnitrans, that's going westbound on Holt Boulevard. I'm documenting the Ontario Police Department while the fake sun remains over the Golden Bear Inn, and Starbucks is directly across the street. I remain there for a prolonged period, okay? And I capture video, again, later than the time, and you're seeing this morning it's over the B&G Plaza, over the Shy-Rose Liquor at 8:49 while I'm getting on the bus. That's the position that it has while I am on the bus during the 10 o'clock hour yesterday. That's the position that it has while I was on the bus already at 9:07 and leaving at 9:10 a.m. in the positioning of that fake sun over the Shy-Rose Liquor, which I documented again. That was on March 15th, 2022, okay? This is the pattern of conduct. And this is the pattern of conduct is revealed through what is an entirely demonic, which is again a scientific impossibility with regard to the environment. The light activity is how you're witnessing that. It's also how you're witnessing what is the condition and the criminal activity of those of that specific condition. And this is relevant to what are the people of the state acting through this demon-possessed stalker at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts this morning, 12 o'clock in the morning. This ongoing obsession to maintain presence around me, to follow, to remain where I am, which is exactly what the entity does with an environment that is entirely artificially engineered. It is not the environment that we learn about in our science books with regard to what is the sun and what is the moon even, while the entity is placing a fake moon over me at the same position where the fake sun is during the day, okay? While demons are driving by and touching me with directed light while they are stalking and revealing their condition, which is demon possession, as they do so. Under a fake sun that's over at the Ontario Mills, over me, at the Ontario Mills, remaining directly over the vehicle, over me, through the window, while I am en route to Fontana, whereas at this time yesterday, 9:18 a.m., which is why I give you such vivid and very precise examples, the light source is stationary over Starbucks. Okay, and that is Starbucks at 706 West Hope Boulevard, and that's after I'm capturing it at the Ontario Village Shopping Center, and that's after I'm capturing it at the Valencia headquarters, where the fake sun is over me, at 123 West Hope Boulevard, at 109 West Hope Boulevard, and this is after, again, later, leaving from the museum at a later time than I did. Okay, so the entity is engaging in nothing other than following. Okay, yesterday I went westbound on Hope Boulevard from the museum. Today I did not go westbound. I went eastbound directly to the bus stop and got on at 8:49 a.m. So this is the ongoing departure of that light source in the direction that I'm going, maintaining presence over me, and engaging in a grand departure from whatever would remove the possibility that that was the actual sun that remained in Ontario yesterday on the same street over my head, while you're also looking at that light activity. This is the ongoing pattern, and this is what I'm showing. All right, so it's currently 9:27 a.m. and on San Bernardino Avenue, 4th Street, which I captured in the video, turns into San Bernardino Avenue, approaching or immediately passing Catawba, I believe, is the cross street. But we are approaching what is Cherry. So that's the nearest main street, San Bernardino Avenue and Cherry. It's 9:27 a.m. right now. I just want to speak to the significance of what I continuously document and what is the product of a condition, and this is demonic. This is Satan that is present, that you're witnessing through the environment that I'm showing you is impossible to naturally occur. It's in direct conflict with the scientific facts that surround our environment that you're told about, and you're given false narratives about what's going on with our environment, and as you're looking at it and witnessing it and observing it, such as climate change and global warming. All right, those are puppets that are telling those lies, and it is intentional. It is not a coincidence, it's not an accident. While I'm showing you what is not possibly a light source that remains over me, where I go. 90403 W. I can't see the rest of that light source. And this is the P.O.C. on Omnitrans, 9:28 a.m. All right, capturing images right now at 9:29 a.m. of a couple things. First of all, you have a minion that knows that they're being documented, monitoring with employee number 3016, okay? What I'm showing you, first of all, is the directed light that's on the bus. What you see is a panel of light that's in the center of the floor of the bus. That is light that is necessarily being aimed. It is appearing flat on the surface in the middle of the bus, the walkway of the bus, and you can see the handrail at the front of the bus in the shadow that appears in this manifestation of light. This is impossible light. First of all, it's not even the sun while the light source is remaining in Ontario over, I'm in Fontana on San Bernardino Avenue, while it's remaining in Ontario over me at Starbucks at 706 West Hall. Second of all, the light source that is over, that is manifesting in this, on this bus, you can tell the trajectory of light by the shadows, the manifestation of shadows that appear, and the direction of light is coming through the windshield, and it is appearing flat on the ground as this light is being directed onto the floor. This is the exact same light activity that I showed you in video last night. All the entity does at nightfall is move that same exact light activity, which you see the handrail and the manifestation of light, and it's a square. It's necessarily coming through the windshield. It is present while a demon is at a bus stop for purposes of crossing paths, knows that I'm documenting, and then engages in the ongoing objective anyway. The bus stops, it's activity creation. The directed light moves around on the bus, but this minion does not get on the bus, and they are aware that they're being documented, that their images are being captured. But nonetheless, with regard to the directed light, you can see what is the direction that that light is being aimed onto the center of the bus through the walkway. And at nightfall, it's the same exact conduct. The entity, all the entity is doing is cycling directed light in the same direction that the bus is driving, by the way. It's absolutely idiotic, but that's what the entity is doing. It's the same shadow, it's the same manifestation of light. At nightfall, the entity is cycling that same light forward repeatedly through the center of the bus, which is what I captured last night. That's P.O.C. It is currently 9:31 a.m. Alrighty, it is, again, employee number 3016, monitoring with every demon that's getting on and off of the bus. 7EZT 388. Which is the case when you're breaking down what is a state surveillance system and how the entity is engaging in that conduct using your business, which is exactly what Omnitrans is engaging in, and that is serving to the prosecution of those employees and that business itself. It's 9:31 a.m. A minion crosses path and engineered light under the fake sun, and pursuant to what is also a demonic behavioral pattern, while I engage at the same exact conduct, any operation of my phone, any new movement, a demon is present to get on or get off, request to stop. This is how the pattern of conduct is underway on a bus line where surveillance is being conducted by an entity. It's 9:32 a.m. All right, well, you see these minions getting on the bus. They're standing in directed light. You can see the, pay attention to the detail. He's standing in the light, and light is reflecting, which would be going in the opposite direction in order for his tennis shoes to have light concentrated light that's appearing on his shoes. This is light. This is engineered light that he's standing in, and they're also under a fake sun. It's 9:33 a.m. It's not over San Bernardino Avenue over the bus, let alone on San Bernardino Avenue. I'm at Marcona and San Bernardino Avenue, passing the La Cadena Market, approaching L. And also, while the entity is acting through these minions who get on the bus, trying to contradict what I just stated, the other minion is avoiding being documented, so you'll have more minions that get on trying to, you can't contradict, you're under the fake sun and an engineered light. But the entity wants to suggest ignorance, and also, while listening to every word that I utter, engaging in that which I am stating as though it's some suggestion that the pattern of conduct is not underway. It is not. They maintain knowledge of what I'm documenting. The previous minion avoids getting his image captured. 7 DCP 535, molesting with directed light. Avoids having his image captured, stops, the bus driver stops, employee number 3016 stops, directed light is present. The criminal objective is achieved by virtue of that stopping. This is activity creation while you are engaging in that, and you are also crossing path while the bus stops, and then he does not get on the bus. So I want to be clear, it is the P.O.C. regardless, but I want to point out the details of these demons. You have what is getting on the bus, and this is the conduct while an entity is monitoring your documentation. It is not a contradiction of the ongoing P.O.C. And it is speaking to what is in no way addressing the pattern of conduct that is underway. While you are seeking to pick and choose a point, which is not a point, the minion is avoiding documentation. Believe me, 7 VCA 299 is the entity is monitoring, and then you're talking about avoiding while you know I'm using my camera. Walking away. Another minion getting on the bus is engaging in the same pattern of conduct, and is also getting on the bus in an effort to contradict my speaking and establishing, which is the pattern, trying to contradict what I'm documenting, and it's not a contradiction. All right, so like I said, the pattern of conduct remains underway, and this is what I'm documenting while minions get on the bus after that other minion avoided getting on the bus. They maintain knowledge of what I'm documenting. That's the nature of the crime of monitoring, and monitoring is definitely underway while I'm showing you what is a fake sun that's over the Starbucks and over me versus being over me on San Bernardino Avenue. Not just over San Bernardino, over me on the bus at San Bernardino Avenue, and remaining so to the ultimate destination of the Fontana Metro train station. That's the P.O.C. 9:36 a.m. Alrighty, let me also speak to while these minions stand at the front, it's loitering in relevant position. Demons are driving by, directed light is being flashing onto the bus, and they're also standing in directed light. Okay, the directed light that's being aimed through the windshield, while a light source is remaining over the bus that is not remaining over stationary over Starbucks at 706 West Holt, which is the case. Not only as I document it, as I remain at that venue, that's what the entity does with any venue that I remain. But specifically, I'm showing you what you're going to juxtapose: 706 West Hope Boulevard and San Bernardino Avenue and Fontana, not coexisting at the same time. That's the P.O.C. Stalking with the fake sun. It's 9:37 a.m. Monitoring 8 RGE 739, I believe. 5W30431. Monitoring with the demons that are pacing on and off the bus. 5 PRV 989. Their venue is in relevant position at San Bernardino Avenue and Madrona. All right, these demons are pacing in relevant position and crossing path where the fake sun is remaining over me, wherever it is that the people of the state live. This is surveillance that's underway while demons are getting on and off the bus, and they're crossing path in the specific environment in doing so. And 8LWA470 at 16474 San Bernardino Avenue. 7XXM397, monitoring with the demons who are patrolling on and off the bus, and the demons that are at San Bernardino and Cypress, sitting at the side of the road using hazard lights. 8ETF275. License 8TGJ621. This is AB1 Anheuser-Busch Cells, California 260809. Crossing path while I'm documenting license plates. Directed light in front of that vehicle. License 9F58441 Anheuser-Busch. License 8NOR190. 16680. That's the San Bernardino Avenue. Excuse me, that's not a license plate. 16680 San Bernardino Avenue in Fontana, California is where the people of the state reside. It is license 8VRD459 8YIT 943. 8 YIT 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 943 8TTS 962 at third-party facilitating venue 16680, where the fake sun is over me, where Anheuser-Busch touching and terrorizing with directed light at the intersection of Juniper and San Bernardino Avenue, where these minions that are getting on and off the bus, whose images I'm showing you while they're standing in directed light, monitoring and facilitating, and doing so in concert with employee number 3016, ongoing facilitation and federal group stalking and monitoring is underway. So I want to be clear, this is documentation of third-party facilitating venue 16690 at San Bernardino Avenue in Fontana, California. The fake sun is right here over me at this intersection at 9:39 a.m. 9:41 a.m. 8DFA 50. I can't repeat the last character. 1545 462, I believe. That's Omnitrans. MMA218. Fake sun over me at the intersection. Third-party facilitating venue that I'm documenting on my podcast. These addresses, the fake sun is right here over me at what is 940. And license 8YMT230, 8YAL149, 8TEY577, 7Z11227, 8JOW776, ALLNATT. And the minions that you see sitting on the bus, they are the minions that are crossing a path. They're pacing an engineered light, which remains on the bus, and the fake sun remains over the bus, and monitoring with the minions that are not only live in relevant position, but are crossing path in traffic, which are the license plates that I recite, the people of the state acting as one. And they're engaging in that conduct together. 8NF, I can't really see the rest of them. But it is 9:43 a.m. right now. License 7K50868.
Holly Street.
6MQR381. V81842. It's 9:43 a.m. 8TCU 952. 7JSZ121. The bus driven by employee number 3016, again, monitoring with the people of the state, of the same condition of the people of the state, acting on behalf of the state of California, where surveillance is underway, license 1545798. It is currently 9:51 a.m. This is P.O.C. Six VBR 350, molesting. The same entity molesting while I'm sitting on the bus, crossing path under the fake sun that's over me at the Fontana Metrolink train station. Whereas at this time yesterday, 9:52 a.m., the bus that I'm on, leaving from the intersection of San Antonio and Hope Boulevard in Ontario, is just now arriving, and I'm getting on after the African American with the press and curl, that demon that molests and doesn't want me to document her. That's why she's leaving, and she's also hostile because I'm documenting the entity that she is a part of, representing the company Omnitrans. That's what's ongoing at this time yesterday, and the fake sun is in the city of Ontario while I'm sitting at that bus stop, which I captured on video. All right, so the light source is in the next video at approximately 10:01. I'm going east on Hope Boulevard in Ontario, and the light source is at the same property where I showed you I'm getting on at 8:49 in the morning. And I just documented what is documentation, I just captured video of what is documentation of a light source that is not possibly the sun, which yesterday remained on that same street and is at 10:01 a.m. captured moving over that same B&G Plaza while I'm on the same route, going to the same venue. 7BFK719 molesting, 7DRZ390 molesting. They're all sex offenders. With Omnitrans, that minion that is while I'm capturing this video at Fontana Metrolink train station this morning, they're monitoring with that demon that touches me, that Latino male who's driving, operating Route 66. That's a sex offender touching me while I am engaging stalking with activity. 6RYK142 is a part of that same entity, is a sex offender. 082FR handicap, the same entity engaging in that sexual violence together while they're monitoring. And that's Metrolink creating audible activity while I'm being molested under what is a light source that's not even the sun. 8PNK139 06966B1.
This is the same entity engaging in what is stalking at the museum, hovering over me while I'm sleeping. This is the demon-possessed obsessive entity, 7ZLX622, BM48X89 paper, license 4514OS2, 8JRN026, 8TCN952, 8CXZ604, 8WRG744, 7RFH172, 8C62329. It's the exact same entity. All right, they're demon possessed and they're in a specific environment. That's why the fake sun and the fake moon remains over me. I am the center of the universe of the demon possessed population. And I'm showing you how you're going to prosecute that population that's placing you under surveillance. Okay, because while the fake sun is over me, you're understanding what is not possibly the sun that's over you, whatever state that you're in. It is currently 9:55 a.m. and the conclusive evidence of that is by virtue of what I just documented yesterday. The fake sun is moving over the B&G. It's not even doing that yet. It's not captured until 10 o'clock, 10:02 in the morning. It's moving over the B&G Plaza where it's already present at 8:49 in the morning while I'm on the bus en route here. 8VOZ292, 8PGL718, DFR1320, 7TH083, 7BCM357, 8GJS455, TRA Heart KEL, 8SEK562, 8DOE958, 8SFH736, 6XMX459, 5JSY176, 8CKK366. These are demons who are stalking, and this ongoing obsessive maintenance of presence, exactly what is the exact same thing that I demonstrated in my documentation. While this Latino male who has the spirit of Satan on him, this is not only a demon, this is a stalker representing the same entity, wants to be around me. That's why they are driving on the street. It has nothing to do with their destination, where they're going. The fake sun and directed light rebuts that. This is a demon-possessed population engaged in surveillance. That's why they are in that environment intentionally. That's why directed light coexists with their presence in that environment. They demonstrate their demon possession. 1545945, bus 2361. 7RIV203, 8WOG855, 62664V2, 6XYY393, 7DGA718, 8ATP149, 7UYJ629, 2P22662, 43136G2. That's Swinnerton. Santa Elena Pharmacy, 8YOU837, 7WOU482, 7Z73462, 8UPC222, DOPSGRU, I believe, 7STU654, 21183Z2, 7KCV600, 72235G1, license 7MPG501, 192KT handicap, 8SBB732. This is BST Blue Star Transport Freight Systems, California 563109, US.1781654. Their license plate is, let's see their license plate. Their license plate is 23181D3. License 8SBA385, 3814C3, 38143C3, excuse me. Alrighty, it's currently 9:57 a.m. And as I pointed out in that video that I captured at the Fontana Metro train station, you're remembering where I'm at, January 27, 2022, 8DEC417 at 8:48 a.m., again, because I'm referencing what is now daylight savings time, 9:48 a.m., while I am in the city of Fontana, which is impossible for that to be the sun over me at this venue, where the entity is keeping a fake sun over the Fontana Lewis Library. That is the duration of the day, by the way, until after I'm showing you what is 4 o'clock. That in and of itself, it's on the same block remaining all day long. What else are you paying attention to? The entity is keeping this fake sun over me in the same manner at the Pomona Regional Transit Center. Daylight savings time or not, you're understanding what is mutually exclusive with regard to that maintenance of presence. And so we can follow the rules of what are daylight savings time, that's fine. Setting it an hour forward, setting it an hour back, stalking with the fake sun. The entity is engaging in keeping a fake sun over me while I'm at the Fontana Metrolink train station after having taken the entire route of Route 61, whereas yesterday I have not even started the Route 61. I remain in Ontario. License 7AUZ575, 7VOB761, 8YFZ894, 50600S1, 7JVN755, 8UND, I can't see the rest of that one, 6CUG704, 7XYK149, 6MBK835, 7MKM226, 8NFA639, 1514170. It's 9:59 a.m.
Fontana, that's Fontana Police. 8VFF 757, 7TVG 529, and that is, I read their license plate, 3TBK 667. And law enforcement, as I'm documenting, again, they are demon-possessed the same. They're in directed light. They are present in that path. This is revealing what is an ongoing existence of a demon-possessed population. Those who are under the fake sun are in relevant position to you under that fake sun, and doing so with directed light for a very deliberate purpose, and it's criminal. It's in violation of federal law. And it is also that which is necessarily surrounded with additional legislation. 8GIK 750. You don't have an ongoing coincidence with regard to the presence and the revealing, the unearthing of what is an environment that you are actually oblivious to, assuming that it's a natural environment. It's not a natural environment. 7RSJ374, it's actually a scientific impossibility. So it has been regarded as, oh, these scientific facts, really? These rules? Well, guess what? My documentation is showing how all of these rules are broken. It's not the actual sun. It's impossible. 4YLP543. And the people of the state, including those that are in positions such as law enforcement, who are documented right now, as is always the case, they're heavily documented. They are part of the same criminal system. All right, and this is where my documentation began, by the way, in 2018 with the demons of law enforcement. 7BXT599, 8YQT014. 4YGJ523. Omnitrans license plate 1479148, bus 1309. That's Route 14 headed toward the Metrolink train station. Crossing path. 8SDP261. 065S38, Nevada. 6RVC 048. 8ZUT319. 45765W2. That's SoCal Edison. 7FNA041. 8PBX796. 7TFR914. Salazar Towing. That's a yellow tow truck. Can't see any license plate from here. JB Hunt. This is a third-party license plate. 5VSC705. JB Hunt license plate, which is Indiana. License 7YYD834. JB Hunt is 305-7720. Crossing path with directed light. It's 10:02 a.m. Alrighty, license 8TGF552, documenting Fontana PD in video where you see under the fake sun, 6XJV289, 7AQW068, 6ZQA961, 6RPJ296, 8DIW510, 84731F3, 7WAV273, 74151Z2, 141YA handicap, 6JTH876, 7HLN759, 7AUB052. And what you're also going to pay attention to is what I noted, what I took still images of at the Citibank, where this is the same intersection. This is where the state has a fake moon over me last night, following to the Ontario Museum, literally above the side of the venue where I am sleeping. And I'm showing you the fake sun at the same position in the morning today. And I'm showing you what is the fake sun that is over me at this intersection, where it is present at 3 o'clock in the afternoon upon my arrival. All right, after leaving what is remaining at the same time right now, where I'm showing you the fake sun over this intersection, where it is present over me, remaining at Mercy House on March 14, 2022. 43422T1, 5WME548, 7RSK411. 47344K3. This is speaking to the entity engaging in what is a criminal system, and this ongoing presence is entirely intentional. It is concerted. It's on behalf of the public entity. The public entity is engaging in what is entirely satanic with the people of the state who are of a specific condition. These are the demon possessed. That's what directed light is about. That's what this demonic environment is about, because it's that scientific fact which I continue to reveal, as I've already established in my documentation. You're talking about what is demonic. That's how that impossibility exists, because it is the demonic that you're witnessing. And it is not possibly the sun. It is a scientific fact that that's not the sun. It is in direct conflict with what are scientific facts that supposedly surround the universe and the galaxy with regard to rudimentary elements, rudimentary principles surrounding the so-called sun, okay? And that is based on what is necessarily established as a matter of documentation, as a matter of record. And it is currently 10:08 a.m. and I captured that on video. And the entity is keeping a light source over me en route to the Fontana Lewis Library, where it remains also for a duration of the day. Because what are you also cognizant of? You have to always keep in mind the bigger picture. Do not get lost in the trees. I'm showing you day to day, which you're saying, oh yes, that's clearly not the sun, that's not possible. But you're remembering the big picture as well. It's also not the sun under any circumstances. You're talking about the light source that is remaining over this venue where I'm headed right now, where I'm arriving during the 10 o'clock hour, and it's present as a matter of documentation during daylight savings time as of late in 2022, because I've documented this venue before. After 4 p.m. That's not the sun either. Okay? That is maintenance of a light source over a specific address, visible while I'm inside of that address, aiming impossible light inside of that address, remaining with the light source, which is the pattern. That pattern exists while you are subject to surveillance by demons such as 8VCW 683. Alrighty, it's currently 10:09 a.m. This is P.O.C. at Fontana Lewis Library. Where again, yesterday I'm showing you as I arrive at a later time. I have not yet arrived. Again, I'm just now starting my route on Route 61. I've just now gotten on the bus after leaving Starbucks. And I'm showing you as from Citibank, reminding you at 11 o'clock. And I'm showing you what is the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. There's no light source hovering over, contrary to what is the case while I'm standing at that entrance. All right, and the entity is placing a fake sun over me, which I documented as a matter of, I think I said 10:30, but it's actually 10:42 to be precise. So it is 10:10 a.m. right now, and I will show you the fake sun license, 8MKT667. This is the presence of the light source. Whereas yesterday at 11 o'clock in the morning, where I'm showing you across the street where I am en route to this venue still. I am on the bus showing you what is the fake sun that's over me while I am right now en route to this venue. If this is the sun, you're talking about what would be consistent, what would not be, and otherwise over my head at the venue where I am not yet here at this time yet. It's not possible. You're not over the Ontario airport, specifically over the window of the bus that I'm on, while remaining over 435 South Bonneview, while remaining over me while I'm in Upland, California, not just over, the entity keeps the fake sun over me. And then also ahead of schedule, if that's the light source that's on Fontana Lewis Library, then it would have already been here at this time as I arrived at 11 o'clock. That's not the case, though. It's over me while I'm en route to this venue. That's called following. And that impossibility, that phenomenon is occurring, it's following with light. In the same way that the demon-possessed entity, the people of the state, are following, just like you saw demonstrated before you and your ears while I documented the people of the state, this demon-possessed stalker at the Ontario Museum, okay? It is a system of obsession. This obsession is born of a demonic condition, and it is shared by an entity. And that entity happens to be the public entity, the state of California, okay? And the state of California is shown to be a stalker. It is currently 10:11 a.m. I'm going to show you video right now. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, you're looking at the minions who are group stalking inside of the Lewis Library, an operation of a communication device, impossible light on the inside of the depths of the entrance. This is absolutely impossible light activity. And you're looking at what is group stalking at the cards and accounts counter. All right, both the employee and the minion that is standing at the counter and which is studying a communication device. This is a demon, both of them. Okay, but I want to be clear. You're looking at the pattern of conduct. That's what I'm capturing. Impossible light, fake sun over the venue, relevant positioning, operation of communication device. It's 10:18 a.m. and this is Fontana Lewis Library.
So he has to do it on his time? He is the one who Zaya, 6. Okay. Yeah, I was supposed to do it a long time ago, but...
This minion is monitoring with communication devices. She's stalking in the past. They can talk about roses and lilies and daisies, and they're doing it in direct light under the fake sun, and they know that they're being documented as well. This is psychopaths. These are the demon possessed. All right, another one that needs to be stalking a treadmill instead of stalking me. And she can listen to the truth about herself with her lumpy self, monitoring and stalking inside of a library. Talking about children. Imagine that. It's 10:20 a.m. So is this old minion over here standing in line. They're all monitoring together. It's entirely pathetic. Whew. Oh, and by this old one, you see this old one walking into the door. She's walking in directed light. She is joining relevant positioning with the minion that's behind the counter, the minion that's standing on this side of the counter, checking out children's books while she is monitoring in violation of federal law. It's 10:21 a.m.
Yeah? Okay, and then, so how does it work? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, okay. Only 5 books?
Yeah, up to 3. 15 books.
Okay, so, but Justin has to do it, right? Has to be under Justin?
Yeah, it's under yeah, it looked like Justin did.
Yeah, okay. He doesn't remember. Okay, okay. Thank you. Alright.
I just have a quick question about the
Thanks.
I just have a quick question about the what do they call that? The cafe? I have a quick question about, what is this area? The coffee bar?
Yeah, nobody is closed at the moment. It's short staff.
Yeah, it opens at what time?
I don't know if it will open.
It says a sign on there. DeMonte Monroe, is that your name? Okay, thank you, DeMonte. DeMonte's monitoring. It's stating that it's closed. It'll open at, I want to document him, that's all. They are closing it. Let me be clear. Everything that this venue engages in is serving to ongoing knowledge of documentation. I'm going to prosecute them, period. It is 10:23 a.m. License 8SOR375HOV6 +, 7DKV038, 7KRH413, 8PLG154, 8XIW493, 7JHV938, 8XIW493, 6XTE135, 7CDA855, 7CDL, 7CLD, 7CLD580, 8UQP356. Fontana Police monitoring crossing path, and their venue remains a relevant position, but that's a demon that's crossing path as I'm outside getting license plates, monitoring with these demons who are sitting in their vehicles. Let's see, 7DKV038, 7KRH413, 7FFW134. 8CLG073. It is 10:24 a.m. Monitoring, as I already stated, as I'm walking through, and that minion is sitting in their vehicle, starting their ignition as I approach. They're monitoring inside of the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. That's a venue. That's a state facilitated venue. Allison Mechanical Incorporated, already documented them. They're monitoring. They're engaged in surveillance. They're remaining present all around outside of the venue where the fake sun is over the venue. This is maintenance of presence. Allison Mechanical, license 4376282. License of San Bernardino County, who's in the parking garage using hazard lights. License 1419544. And monitoring, this is facilitation while they're under the building. This is the parking garage. This is surrounded with light activity. This is monitoring conduct. CB53Y87, that's a paper plate.
This is how they engage in surveillance, standing around inside of the parking lot of the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, engaging in surveillance, sitting around in the study room, not the study room, but the computer lab all day. They're maintaining light activity outdoors, and the fake sun remains remains over the building. D14 6AC, that's Utah, 7BPS 834, 7THX 125. And that minion with the Utah license plate, they're engaged in surveillance sitting in their vehicle in the parking garage while San Bernardino County is using that van, just sitting it at the entrance of the of the garage with the hazard lights on. That's light activity they're monitoring. 8511OV2. Three PZW111. 5R40770. See, license 8PGE271. Okay, and this minion 6SFJ474. Engaging in what is surveillance sitting in the parking garage, aiming light onto the wall. That's a demon. That's a psychopath. They're stalking. That's what San Bernardino County is doing, just leaving the vehicle for hazard lights. That's light activity. And another demon that's monitoring with the other one that's maintaining presence with the Utah license plate. This is surveillance, okay? 7FNX411. It's facilitating light conduct. And in case I did not read this one, 2W87577. I believe I read that one. San Bernardino County is loading a box that's supposed to be their form for stalking in the path of light activity. There is no form. They're under the fake sun, engaging in that demonic pattern, and doing so while directed light is appearing in a parking garage, just like at Metro 102 Apartments in Ontario. This is a demon, and it is currently 10:28 a.m. Alrighty, capturing images of a demon that is accessing the San Bernardino County vehicle that is used as a means of light activity. Again, San Bernardino County license 1419544. Let me show you the fake sun that's right over the parking garage. Alrighty, capturing that's the county engaging in P.O.C, facilitation of surveillance. They're monitoring at the fire department, the police department. They're monitoring while demons are patrolling in traffic. Those are the ones who I continue to identify by license plate. They're monitoring at the surrounding environment. That's why the fake sun is already here, as opposed to yesterday when I am still en route to this venue. I'm not yet here yet, and you have the fake sun right over me where I'm standing at the parking garage. This is surveillance that the entity is engaging in, okay? It is currently 10:29 a.m., and you can see all those captures in still images. The entity moving the fake sun from what is the entrance area where I'm standing on the sidewalk to what is hovering over, so as I'm able to see it inside of the entrance of the Fontana Lewis Library, to being hovering over right over my head at the parking garage where San Bernardino County is stalking in the path with light. That's a demon stalking with light activity. In doing so, the fake sun is right there over my head, okay? And that is not coexisting with remaining over Mercy House and not coexisting with being en route to Fontana. In other words, I'm not even here yet. So how would it be over the parking garage over my head if I'm on the bus yesterday, still on the bus that has not arrived to the Fontana Metro train station? But that's the P.O.C. That's what you're understanding. Entirely demonic. And Fontana police, as I stated, are crossing path, headed toward their state facilitating venue, which is in relevant position, monitoring with these demons who are sitting in their cars, who are filling the parking garage, stalking with light activity, and this is what the demons are doing on an ongoing basis. This is a joint operation. It's 10:30 a.m. Those demons whose license plate I read also in the parking garage, while the entity is placing this impossible light activity at the entrance area in order to engage in a molestation. That's what that's relevant to. It's
a molestation by an entity engaged in federal stalking. The entity is keeping the fake son over the venue, and those demons that are engaged in surveillance sitting in their cars is a method of surveillance. That's a method of presence while you're engaging in monitoring with the government. The entity using their vehicles to honk with horns, that's simultaneity of audible activity while I'm walking through that engineered light that is intentionally placed for purposes of touching me. Okay, that's the sex offender. That is Fontana Lewis Library. It is 10:31 a.m. P.O.C. 7UVN 556. That's a demon crossing path on Sierra. 7MHM141. 8N. I can't really see that one. Amazon Prime license 79749H3. Touching with directed light while I'm inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. Okay, that's flashing light that's appearing inside of the library. It's 10:33 a.m. They're crossing path. This is the Spring Street and Sierra Avenue portion of the library, and touching with what is flashing lights that's appearing inside of the library while those demons are including Amazon Prime and the Fontana Police Department. There is no exception with regard to the demon-possessed population. Okay, just want to point that out. And those are minions that are crossing path while they are monitoring. All right, group stalking in the bathroom. Capturing that, it's 10:38 a.m. These are minions that are here stalking. That's why the fake sun and directed light is here. That's why directed light appears manifesting in the shade. That's why fake sun is here in direct conflict with science, logic, common sense. When I'm not even in Fontana yesterday, so how is it over the roof of Fontana when it's remaining over me while I'm on the street of the Ontario Airport, Airport Drive and the San Bernardino Avenue? This is where I'm at this time. I'm not even here yet. This is stalking in the bathroom. That's a sex offender. That's the same demon-possessed actor stalking at the museum, hovering over me while I sleep, following all around inside of a venue where the environment is present for that surveillance, following into a bathroom as they anticipate that, stalking all around in the bathroom, going into the men's restroom to maintain relevant positions, sitting all around outside of the bathroom. That's a predator. Okay, that's that same obsession and a sex offender. It is 10:40 a.m. It is P.O.C. at Fontana Lewis Library. Okay, this group stalker engaging in surveillance in a bathroom. That's what the state of California is about. That's what they do. And doing so in directed light. I've already shown you as I would walk from the front of the library to the back portion. And by the back, I mean the portion that faces Sierra and Spring. And the entity fills this venue with directed light. So this demon is stalking in the bathroom. This is the Caucasian. She's old. All right, she's wearing a bright yellow shirt. She's been engaging in stalking in a bathroom. Okay, that's what that demon was doing. And you're seeing the demon possessed in a raw, unadulterated form, showing you the perverts, the psychos, the obsessed stalkers that they are. And that's exactly what you saw as I'm documenting it at the museum. This is exactly what you're seeing while I'm documenting their stalking activity in bathrooms. And she is also walking in directed light. Okay, so she's got the directed light that you see while she is walking out of the bathroom while she's engaging in stalking in that private space. You have a minion that gets on the elevator. That demon is crossing path, walking in directed light, also under the fake sun that's over this library. Still ahead of schedule. I still am not here yet yesterday. Okay. And you have what is directed light that is inside, as I showed you, filling the venue through the entrance doors while the fake sun is, as a matter of documentation, over a building in Ontario at 435 South Bonneview, over me in Upland, California at the McDonald's, then at the Upland Village, the 99-cent store, directly over my head. But you have it directly over the Fontana Lewis Library at the same time while I am here. All I have to do is show you and document as I go around, and I'm showing you what's the impossibility of this, and it's the maintenance of an environment. And this environment is demonic. It's speaking to the condition of those who are present in that environment and who are engaging in an ongoing criminal and collective effort to place under surveillance. And that is a sex offender that engages in that in a private space. That's what this Caucasian woman is doing. She's engaging in surveillance in a bathroom. And so I'm documenting that. And this is what you see as she's walking out. And she's also walking out in directed light. Okay. It is 10:48 a.m. And this is Fontana Lewis Library, where they have what is the ongoing mark of surveillance and demon possession, sitting around in a library as though they're focused on reading books. And you've got flashing light just appearing out of nowhere. These are psychopaths. All right. It is 10:48 a.m. P.O.C.
Alrighty, showing you first of all what is the light source at 11:01, where I'm walking out of the entrance, and you're paying attention to all the details. You're seeing the directed light that has removed itself. That's not even sunlight. That's not light that would ever naturally occur in the first place. It's the placement of engineered light for the criminal purposes of the demon-possessed who surround it at a facilitating venue. It is also present, and again, in contrast with what is in conflict with what is common sense. The light source is over me while I'm still on the bus in Fontana. The light source is over me while I'm still in Ontario, remaining at what is 435 South Bondsville on the 14th, and yet you have the light source that's over the roof and what is directed light inside the venue. Hi, are you guys open yet?
Yep, we open at 10 o'clock. Come on in.
Thanks. I was like, what's going on? Are you carding people? Oh, wait, 1 second.
You just
Sure.
make sure that you do keep your volume down.
That's so interesting. I don't have a problem with that. Can you address something then? While I'm in there, they're very loud all day.
Yep.
And I don't ever complain because I realize it as routine.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with that as long as everybody else complies with that as well too. Definitely. That would be very. I mean, I would imagine it's supposedly like a cafe. It's supposedly like a quiet area, right?
The whole library should be a quiet area.
I completely agree. And it is not like that. There's loud booming all day long.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to get up and go get you all the time, Stephanie Ramos Manso. I'm not going to get up and go search for someone, but it's an ongoing basis while I'm sitting at the computer, and I am typically on the computer for the duration of my time in the computer lab. And there is not just loud talking, use of their phones are ringing loudly all day, and they're maintaining loud conversation as though there's nobody studying, as though it's not a quiet area, contrary to what you're telling me. And I'm not blaming you because you're not controlling them, but I'm letting you know the environment that's maintained in there, and it's very disruptive. Yeah. And I wear headphones, try to drown it out, and I'm hearing loud booming that is disruptive all day long inside of that computer lab. So I don't have a problem complying with that. I sit there quietly.
I'll talk to the staff member that's in there to make sure that we address anyone else who's being loud.
Okay. Maybe should I just seek you out when it's happening or something?
When it's happening, you can talk to any staff member that's sitting in that space, because then we can go ahead and address the customers that are being loud.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, no problem. Thank you, Stephanie. Have a good day. First of all, Stephanie is monitoring. And second of all, Stephanie and the rest of the employees are monitoring as well. These are demons that are engaging in that noise making together. All I'm doing is addressing what is the hypocrisy that is this entity while they're engaging in federal group stalking and monitoring and necessarily maintaining ongoing noise and engineered light, and then asking me to be quiet, which is a form of harassment while you're monitoring the documentation. And while you are engaging in the demonic behavior pattern of stalking with noise, maintaining noise, which is also harassment by these the minions that are only here to engage in the P.O.C. All right, but I want to be clear, that is Stephanie, and I'm pointing out to her what they are engaging in on a daily basis. All right, loud booming and banging, which is the P.O.C. I've been documenting that, okay? They engage in this loud booming and banging all day long, especially as they're monitoring what I publish on the internet. Then you're hearing loud boom, these demons sitting in the computer lab, and they're just sitting around behind me, engaging in ongoing noise making. It's occurring, it's the P.O.C., but it is entirely demonic. They're demons that are hostile to what I'm publishing. So anyway, I want to be clear. It's 11:11 a.m. and what I published on the, what I documented with regard to the video at 11:01 a.m. and I'm on the property of the Fontana Lewis Library. Whereas yesterday, as I have not yet arrived to the library, and I intentionally captured video at Chase Bank, which is across the, not Chase Bank, Citibank, which is across the street from the Fontana Lewis Library, and the entity is maintaining the fake sun that is right over my head there, and I intentionally show you on camera what is the absence of any light source at that hour, 11 o'clock, and I have not yet arrived here. Whereas today, again, you're looking at the light source as I arrived here earlier, much earlier than 11, and I just went out at 11:01 to show you again what is the presence of this light source, reiterating it's here, it's over the property at 11:01 yesterday. It is not, it's over me at City Bank, and you're looking at the property and there is an absence of a light source that is over that venue, where it is clearly over my head at the address of the Fontana Lewis Library. That is understanding what is the maintenance of a light source over me, in direct conflict with being present. Again, March 14, 2022, it's not even in Fontana. The light source is remaining over the building of Mercy House. It doesn't leave there. Okay, and then I come to the library after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm documenting it over me today as I arrived earlier within the 10 o'clock hour, okay? This is the pattern of conduct. And that is stalking with a light source. And this is why you are witnessing it with your own eyes, and that's what I showed you. I'm showing you what are the nuances of what is nothing other than following with the light source and doing so, which is glaring with regard to showing that stalking conduct with an environment. This is what the people of the state are doing day and night. in a specific environment. And that specific environment is showing what is the scientific impossibility. It's revealing what is demonic activity. This demonic activity is criminal. Okay, it's 11:13 a.m. and this is P.O.C. Alrighty, license 8PLM362, 6FJH244, 8THD430, 8WPG842, BM93H11, that's a paper plate, 6UFU548, 8UUJ903, 8WYU092, 8ZYM921. These are third parties that are parked right here in the parking lot area, and the field is covered. I'm going to call it the Miller Amphitheater. It's covered with what is engineered light. The light source, as I documented this morning, when I got here before I did yesterday. So I'm speaking to what is the duration of the light source at the address. And also remembering the properties where I am at, the city where I remain, other cities, including up in California, including Ontario, California, where the entity is maintaining the light source central over my head there, engaging and setting it there, engaging that same conduct of that duration of that light source for the maintenance of my time there. In addition to what is, again, the presence. You're talking about during the 10 o'clock hour, 10 o'clock in the morning, arrival here to Fontana, and I'm inside of the same venue and I'm looking at the light source, which, by the way, it is in the same position that I capture it in the afternoon when I walk to the front and to the back of the Fontana Lewis Library. I've documented that. The entity is placing its light source in the same position, moving it, and by moving it, I mean, you're talking about what is the abysmal failure, seeking to mimic what would be the sun. The sun is not remaining on the left side of a building and then moving to the right side of the building for the duration of a day. That's not the sun. And the entity does this with regard to what I've documented from different cities. And this is that which I'm also documenting at the same time. So this is speaking to all manner of what is an impossibility. And also you're paying attention to, first of all, my arrival here early in the morning. Second of all, you're also paying attention to the details of where the light source is present. I captured this in the afternoon. You're talking about the 12 o'clock hour where I documented as I arrive on March 16th, I believe. And the entity is placing its light source at the front and then at the same window space of Sierra. The entity, you're talking about paying attention to detail. This is in all manner what you're talking about 5 hours, and it's still remaining at that same corner, which, by the way, is not the sun that's visible at the front entrance anyway. And then at the back entrance, the entity following as I move with that light source over me. And again, big picture, the light source remains present upon my arrival and remains present upon departure. And I'm reminding you again, the video that I captured at 5:41, when you're looking at this light source that is in the same position that I captured hours earlier already, March 16, 2022, which is just one example of what I've already shown before. But this is the entity that is, that light source is in that same position. You're talking about it's over the edge of the roof facing Sierra versus being over Sierra. That is the same position, okay? That is no conduct of and no product of what is the actual sun. This is that conduct of remaining with the light source that is speaking to the ongoing surveillance system and the demon possessed who surround engaging in surveillance, 6HQY817. I do want to document, and I will be reminding you about the images of the demon possessed, the sex offenders that are the Fontana Lewis Library, the people of the state, the Fontana Police Department, who you see crossing path while they are monitoring as I stand facing the street, 6UFU548, engaging in a crossing path with directed light on the ground, and the entity engaging in this conduct, which is amplification of audible activity while I'm inside of a private space. That is the restroom inside of the venue where you're subject to surveillance. That's the prosecution of the entity as the sex offender that it is. And in the same way that you're looking at the people who are crossing path, these are demons who are just maintaining presence all around. That's what traffic serves. This is ongoing state surveillance. This is not normal society. And you have what is a fake sun that's remaining over, and you're also looking at the venue that's filled with directed light. And these are demons that are entirely focused on me and are monitoring me while you're looking at them in that environment. All right, they're surrounded by the facts, and you're looking at what is not traffic. These are demons who are monitoring in real time. All right, engaging in the conduct of crossing path in that environment. That is the monitoring conduct. That is the criminal conduct. I want to be clear, the entity keeping this light source, as I documented May 13th, I'm showing you what is criminal summoning by the Ontario Fire Department at Metro 102. And as I stand in that parking lot, and I'm showing you as I'm facing east, as I have remained at the Ontario Town Square, going from the museum and going to what is the Ovid Family Community Library. This is all within the same plaza, okay? And I go to Metro 102. I'm showing you the fake sun that's hovering over the edge of that building. And then I go to 150 East Holt, the same building that I'm walking past in the morning, just like I did today at 8 something in the morning, fake sun over me. That's where the fake sun is present on the 13th. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, specifically 3:55. But you have what is my ability to capture again in Upland, California, 3:55 p.m., fake sun. What am I capturing here at the Fontana Lewis Library? 3:55 p.m., fake sun. All right, and so the entity is engaging in what is conduct that is in no way consistent. That you are present at what is 3:18 p.m. upon my arrival to Fontana Lewis Library. And I'm just picking and choosing because you can slice and dice, because the entity arrived this morning over me at the 10 o'clock hour with the fake sun. And when on another day, when I arrived in the afternoon after remaining in Ontario, which again, that's March 14, 2022, as I am arriving, the light source isn't over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library during the 10 o'clock hour. It's remaining over Mercy House. All right. It's not over the roof. It's not over the city bank. It's remaining over me at Mercy House. And that is specific documentation establishing that, showing that. And it's not existing at the same time. And under no circumstances is the actual sun either going to remain at the same time. This impossibility is not going to coexist with another impossibility, meaning not only is it not existing at the same time over the Upland Public Library roof, at the same time it's over the roof of 435 South Bonneview in Ontario. At the same time, it's over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. It's also not engaging in that conduct in those different cities at the same time for the duration of a day, where the entity is engaging in setting a fake sun over me in alignment with me, aiming light, concentrating that presence, okay? So this is impossibility amongst impossibility. And what you are looking at are the people of the state. Amazon Prime crossing path, the Fontana Police Department crossing path, the demon-possessed 8JTM 194 crossing path, the amplification of audible activity, which shall be attributed to Metrolink, which you cannot hear at that volume. You're not going to hear it. It's occurring under the fake sun and directed light. It is facilitation. That is also the prosecution of a sex offender. Let me be clear. The entity is engaging in the ongoing pattern of conduct in that very specific environment. And so I did capture video at 5:41 p.m. remaining at the same library while it is essentially, let me be clear, 10 o'clock this morning, it's at the front of the library. 5:41 p.m., it's just at the back of the library. That's it. That's an impossibility. All right. And so I'm going through all those details, that minutia. Not only is that an impossibility, it's not present over the Upland Public Library at the same time either. It's not coexisting. That would be also the stationary presence and impossibility of the light source, which is supposedly the sun, that is remaining present over a specific area of a region, a small area of a region with regard to the actual sun. Right, this magnificent star that it's supposedly in constant motion. This is not what is being documented. All right, and this is in every way going from detail to detail to understanding and remembering, being cognizant of the big picture. This is impossible in every way around. And so what are you getting to with regard to this impossibility that I am documenting? It is relevant to that pattern of conduct, the criminal activity, and the sex offender that is stalking to maintain what is a system of surveillance that is in violation of federal law, okay? And you have law enforcement that are literally advertising their condition. And this is literally a neon blinking sign with regard to exposure of that. And the entity, again, engaging in conduct that's going to be for the penalties, federal prison today. Engaging in conduct in plain sight now, which is the telltale signs of the demon-possessed population. Okay, engaging in that which they will regret then, because everyone's going to know. And everyone's going to know now. That's my purpose. I'm documenting, I'm prosecuting, and I'm exposing what you need to know with regard to truths. But let me be clear, the entity engaging in that and telling the world about its own condition, I don't have to say anything. The facts surround. Let me provide you context, though. Let me let you know what I'm documenting, the significance of it. Let me help you pay attention to the details that you are not paying attention to, scrutinizing. That's not even sunlight. Sunlight doesn't create multiple shadows. Sunlight isn't ricocheting off of cars. This is common sense. I'm not giving you an opinion to stand on. I'm pointing out common sense. And then you are from that common sense, which, again, the sun that we understand, that we know about, is not one that's going to remain over a building all day long. is not one that's going to remain over a person's head all day, everywhere you're going, regardless of what direction you go, regardless of what you're doing. You're talking about what is coexisting with that directed light. This is common sense. All right. So it is to the exclusion. When I am remaining at the Fontana Lewis Library and I am not, for example, nowhere near San Francisco, while the light source remained from the left side to the right side of the Fontana Lewis Library today, from the 10 o'clock hour up until 5 and remaining right now, and then stalking, going back to the very same street for street, turn for turn conduct that it did this morning, which is speaking to the ongoing remaining presence. It's not going anywhere. You're talking about what is the absence of any light source that would be the sun over the sky space in Los Angeles. I'm looking at it over the roof. I'm looking at it out the window of the same venue that I arrived at this morning. Okay, you're talking about over 7 hours ago, 7.5 hours ago. That is to the exclusion of any other city. This is the ongoing impossibility, and that is the ongoing documentation, which any other person may reference as well, because this is not just serving prosecution, it's serving to inform the masses. That is an impossibility. You are not looking at the sun over you in Los Angeles, California. That's not what's over you, while it's hovering over Sierra Avenue, and the Fontana Police Department are crossing path under that light source that's right there over that street that they're driving on. I'm looking at it, and you're looking at the engineered light that's being aimed into the venue where that light source is concentrating presence over that very street. There's no illusion there. There's no misperception. It's not over Los Angeles. No, it's right there over me, where it remained all day long, just like it was this morning on the opposite side of the same building. That's an impossibility. All right, and that the ongoing impossibility coexists with an ongoing facilitation, presence in that environment, surveillance. And the images that I'm capturing are those engaging in surveillance. And these are demons that are doing so. This is the identification of such demons while they are present, intentionally doing so. Psychopaths who are aware of the fact that they're being documented, stalking with the ongoing accumulation of noise. And so this is what I'm pointing out to you while you're listening to the state actor, because she's an employee at Fontana Lewis Library, while she's going by the name of Stephanie, while she is so politely asking me to keep my voice down while I'm documenting, or, well, she doesn't use the word documenting, while I'm talking on the phone. Let me be clear. First of all, what I said is the truth, okay? Not just with regard to the truth. Let me break this down for you with regard to everything that I'm speaking to. I'm not just pulling it out the sky. I was, first of all, talking outside on my phone. What I'm doing outside is, first of all, unless you're sitting there at the door waiting for me to come in and picking on me, which is exactly what that is. You're monitoring, you're engaged in the criminal pattern of conduct. It's harassment. Second of all, she's talking about me maintaining a reasonable volume while I am coming from outside talking on my phone, and doing so immediately upon my entrance. And what is it? It's formed for what is her monitoring. She's monitoring me while another minion is engaged in super thirsty monitoring, just studying their phone, looking this is the African-American female who's standing in directed light that I took video and images of, monitoring while Stephanie is politely asking me, oh, would you mind keeping your voice down while you're talking on your phone inside of the library, while I was coming from outside, okay? And so I want to be clear, my volume level is not limited in the same way that you're listening to these demons out here that are bumping loud music, monitoring me, while the entity is hovering in aircrafts, okay? While these demons, as I pointed out this morning, while Stephanie was engaging in the pattern of conduct, okay, through her form of making a request, even though I'm not even inside talking on my phone, I'm outside, all right? And while these demons are in there banging, howling, all kinds of booming, loud noise all day long, while they're banging items around, while they are stalking. That's how demons are monitoring. They don't do it quietly. I've shown you that. That's what the train is about. That's amplification. The train is amplified inside of that supposed quiet area in the library, 7SFR600, which is impossible to even hear. It's an ongoing indication that you're subject to surveillance. All right. But like I said, you have what is this is why I laugh. And that's why I went through in detail talking about all the ways in which those demons are engaged in ongoing disruption while they're engaged in surveillance with Stephanie, while she is politely asking me, and doing so politely, she's monitoring me. The fake sun is over that venue, and it is harassment. It is no form. So I want to go over that. While the fake sun remains at this address, and this address being Fontana, this is relevant for what I already documented, what I've already established. You're talking about what is license CO95CO. You're talking about what is documentation that exists years 2019, 2020. The state was keeping its fake sun over Woodside Senior Apartments for the duration of the day. While I was staying at Tracy Banks and subject to surveillance there, the entity kept a fake sun, which I did document in the middle of the day. What I showed, though, is the directed light that was inside of that apartment. The entity did not go anywhere with the fake sun, just like you see what it's doing here at the Fontana Lewis Library, and it's here doing business hours because this is when I arrive. If I arrive, just like I did at Mercy House before quote-unquote sunrise, the entity is keeping a fake sun early in the morning until the end of the day, wherever it is that I am. And that's what the entity is doing wherever it is that I remain. This is already documented. That pattern is established. That pattern applies to what I've already documented, the venue of Woodside Senior Apartments. The pattern is already established. That pattern is already relevant to what I've documented at Mayfair Inn in 2020, where the state was keeping a fake sun. And by the way, 3:30 in the afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're looking at the same fake sun. That's a series of hours from 3 to 7 p.m. And this is in August of 2020. We're still in, it's this relevant time of year. It's daylight savings time. The entity was keeping a fake sun over me while I remained at Mayfair Inn. And yet it is remaining directly in alignment over my head while I'm inside of the Fontana Lewis Library at 5:41 p.m. It is not capable of aiming light into that room 218, as I documented in 2020, 85110V2. That's a demon crossing path. But this is documentation. Again, like I said, this is not new. There's a whole body of evidence. What the entity is doing, it is prosecuting the people of the state. The entity is a demon-possessed one. The entity is doing it directly. The government is engaged in surveillance. The government is engaging in surveillance with the people of the state. This environment exists while they maintain presence on behalf of that entity. And this is the demon-possessed population. All right, not everybody and not every single person in the United States is demon possessed. Not everybody serves Satan. More serve Satan than not. Let me point that out. Okay, wide, far is the road to destruction. Okay, many are the living dead. But let me be clear, not every single person. I am one. I'm exempt from that. I'm an exception, and I am subject to targeting by this government that's practicing this satanic system, and it's criminal. That's what's relevant about this demon possession. The tactics employed for criminal surveillance are satanic. That's prosecution for terrorism. It is directly relevant while you are subject to the criminal system of surveillance. There is no protection of religion while the Fontana Police Department are practicing a satanic targeting system in concert with the people of the state. It's criminal. And their demonic tactics is relevant for what shall be a prosecution for terrorism. Okay, while you're engaging in placing another under surveillance in violation of federal law. So the entity engaging in this conduct while you're looking at what is the fake sun over me, all this directed light, where you're looking right out the window facing Sierra and Fontana, what remains directly relevant? It's daylight savings time, 2020. All right, my website, the pattern of conduct.wordpress.com. I am publishing all of this documentation. Refresh your memory, because I've published it on podcasts, and I'm publishing that which is published on only on video. In other words, I didn't make a podcast that day. I just captured a series of videos. And in August of 2020, you're talking about what is daylight savings time. You're talking about what is 7 p.m. The entity is setting a fake sun that's in conflict with daylight savings time, March 13, 2022. Where I'm at the Ontario Town Square. The entity at 5:40 in alignment with me is not in alignment with room 228, aiming light precisely inside of that second floor hotel room, where it is remaining directly over my hotel room, over my head at Mayfair Inn on Hope Boulevard in Ontario, California. While also, again, as I have branched out and I've gone to Pomona, I've gone to what is Lancaster. I've gone to what is Azusa, California. I've gone to Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, and I'm showing you what is the maintenance of this light source. All of that is not fitting into one neat little compile. No, the sun is not everywhere over everyone's head at the same time, and it is not remaining over everyone's head at the same time and remaining all day long everywhere at the same time. Okay? The only thing that is maintaining ubiquitous presence, omnipresence, is the sky itself. All right, but you're talking about the light source. This is a light source. That's not the sun, and that is not the scientific the scientific facts that surround this light source that we have been told about. So, like I said, this is evidence that is long existing. I continue to compile evidence to add on to and corroborate what I've already established, what I've already documented. And it's necessary when you are speaking to what is understanding a government system and how comprehensive and how malicious the entity is and who it is doing it with, the people of the state, and understanding that there's no exception. So it is relevant to what is going to be a prosecution of a people of a state, establishing what is uniform policy, where the government's placing you under surveillance. The people that incorporate that state are going to be prosecuted. You establish the prima facie case. It is a humongous criminal case. It is initiating the prosecution for what is going to be the people of the state. That is a legal phrase, okay, that has legal significance. You live in whatever state, the government is monitoring through you, and they are going to be prosecuted. They can duck and dodge now all they want. I don't need your license plate. You're talking about what is group conduct. That's an idiot that is individualizing and does not understand the prosecution that it shall succumb to. All right, you're talking about what is grounds of a massive prosecution of the people because the government is doing it with the people, and there's no exception to that. And so it is warranted and it's necessary to see what is years of consistent documentation, what is impossible to be the light source, because it is such a far and wide allegation. Understandably, I get it. But it is a scientific fact that that's not the sun. And that was established years ago. It was already established. And what am I speaking to when I'm saying it's already established? I'm establishing precedent. And it's necessary to do so, showing that there's no exception. You are going well beyond any ratio of error. There is no doubt, in other words, with regard to what is being alleged and what is documented establishing those allegations. All right. And they are unfathomable allegations, but they are nonetheless true. All right. And so you're talking about what am I speaking to? What is established? Because the ordinary targeted individual's prima facie case, you do not have to document for years. You do not have to go to every county and city in the state of Cal, or whatever state you're in, by the way, in order to bring a case against the government. 7LYM570. And that's what I mean. Establishing precedent is speaking to what is the ordinary targeted individual who shall be capable of bringing a prima facie case upon establishing this documentation is that which is perfectly capable of being referenced as well when American citizens bring their case against the government. I want to be clear. The prima facie case of the ordinary targeted individual, you're talking about what is showing the light source over you, period. Because it's impossible to be the sun while the entity kept the fake sun over the Fontainebleau Library all day long. That's not the sun over you in Montana. That's not the sun over you in Tennessee. That is not the sun over you in Florida. It's an impossibility. That's not the sun over you in Madera County. Okay? That's not the sun over you in San Francisco. All right? It's impossible. And it's not a matter of an opinion of it being impossible. There is no possible way that the light source, first of all, is going to remain over a single address for the duration of the day. It is not maintaining that ongoing hovering presence over everyone at the same time. It is an impossibility. It is the supernatural. This is what I continuously reference. This impossibility is acknowledging and realizing the reality, the very presence of what is a demonic environment that surrounds you. Now, while you may not be able to do anything about that, you can't do anything about the existence of Satan. You can't do anything about the population that is demon possessed, that lives amongst you. Oh, but you can do something about their violation of your constitutional and human rights in the United States, in California. You can do something about that. Okay, so it is realizing what is impossible, and it is the acknowledgement of what is the demonic. The demonic is speaking to what is an ability to prosecute the violation of your constitutional rights, the violation of your privacy by a government that's practicing a satanic targeting system. And the establishment of a prima facie case of an ordinary targeted individual does not require years and years of documentation, as I have, in order to show the reality of what is a demonic environment, the supernatural, the reality of demon possession of people who surround in a very specific environment. And that environment is that which is serving a criminal purpose. And where you are showing that you are in that environment, you are speaking to what is the ability to prosecute. All right, the government doesn't have your consent. The government has no constitutional right. The government has no religious freedom to engage in targeting you and doing so through these demonic methods, because they are puppets of Satan. Does not give them any right under the law in the United States to place you under surveillance because of whatever their condition is. All right, and so this is where you're slicing and dicing what are your rights as an American citizen versus the condition, which is directly relevant to that criminal system that's underway. Okay, a fake sun is, as a matter of fact, established as being over you in the state of Maine, where you are witnessing what is a light source that's over you, because as a matter of fact, over a term of years, documenting what is the maintenance of a light source exclusively over me everywhere that I'm going, and the body of that evidence is showing what is an impossibility for it to be anywhere else. All right, that is the significance of that wealth of documentation. Okay, it's the establishing of precedent, not the fact that it has not already been shown what the entity is doing. Oh, it's already been shown. The ordinary target individual is not going to have to go through all that. You don't have to travel up and down a state. No, you don't have to know. You don't have to know none of that. You don't have to do any of that. It is establishing the reality of a demon-possessed entity that is placing you under surveillance. And how do you establish that? You're showing, first of all, what is this? The environment that you're in. This environment is perpetually present. This has been documented for years. It's not just some weird extra long year and daylight savings time. No, daylight savings time has nothing to do with the maintenance of a light source stationary over an address all day. That has nothing to do with that. Nothing. It is in no way any explanation for what is the impossibility, the stationary presence and the passage of time. Okay, you're talking about the passage of time all day long. The daylight savings time does not make the sun stationary, remaining over a building. You're talking about what is absolutely irrelevant. It's witnessing the demonic. All right, license 6CBS 384. So you're talking about what is establishing the very real existence of a demon-possessed population, the demon-possessed that live amongst us, and the criminal system that you are subject to where you are aware of this environment. And you're talking about the ability to prosecute a government. And there is a very, very tall standard in order to establish that, which I fully understand. I fully understand it. But guess what? It's not rocket science. And what you cannot do is deny the evidence. You can't do it. You cannot deny the evidence. And so you're talking about what is the ability to merely document an ongoing impossibility that has existed for a term of years, as I have systematically documented it. And the entity is engaged in what is a course of conduct, a very specific course of conduct. And that is relevant to the ability to prosecute and establishing precedent in order that any other ordinary American citizen shall be able to follow suit and prosecute a government that's placing you under surveillance, which you are identifying by the environment that you're in and the conduct of those that are around you. Alrighty? And this is just a matter of detail. Paying attention, which you should be anyway. You're amongst demons. You're around what is evil. You're around what is a malicious entity that wants to maintain a covert presence. That's out of the window. All right, you should be paying attention anyway. And this is not speaking to what is some level of paranoia. You don't need to be paranoid. Directed light is very obvious and clear to see and witness. Paying attention to the conduct of light, that's an indication of what is demonic. And it's not hard to witness. I've shown you all the ways. You're paying attention to the very ordinary. It's very basic. Light is not laying flat inward in buildings. The sun is supposed to be a star that's not adjacent to buildings. It's not aiming light horizontally through windows. It's above buildings. It's going to be shaded inside of a building, where the sun is above it, not beside it. Okay, you're talking about all the methods of light activity, directed light, and it's not only it's engineered light. It is engineered light. It's not only is it inside of structures, underneath structures, which is demonic. It's serving to surround you. You're subject to the P.O.C. That's a hallmark. You're talking about what is engineered light. And the entity is surrounding you with that, placing you under surveillance. And so in every way, it is an identification of a condition, and it is the recognition of a surveillance that you're subject to, unbeknownst to you and without your consent, in other words. All right, you are not a part of that demon-possessed population. You have not consented to stalking other people and to an entity stalking you, because that's what the government is doing. That's what the people of the state of that condition are doing, and it is entirely pathetic. It is also, the bigger picture is, the bigger picture is you're slicing down human beings. Human beings are made of spirit more so than flesh and blood. It's just that we focus on flesh and blood because that's what we are. We're carnal beings. But you are talking about the times that we are in, and this is realizing, and this is a matter of understanding the reality of the spiritual makeup of those who surround you. You don't have to go around throwing around holy water because it's literally nothing that you can control. You can't control it. But it's also nothing that you need to fear. It's nothing that you need to fear. You're going to be able to bound these demons with the law. They don't want to go to federal prison. Oh, let me be clear. Satan's going to, just like you're witnessing, but that's why you're going to bound them more with federal law, because of the threat that they are demonstrating that they pose. And I don't care what you're holding. You can be pushing a grocery cart. You could be pushing a stroller. You are waging an unprecedented threat based on your condition and the environment that you're in, and you're intentionally in that environment, and you're not hiding from anybody. All right, you're not in any way above suspicion, and you are not in any way covert, not at all. Okay, there's nothing clever about it, and there is nothing that is persuasive about the forms of what are the demons. Demon possessed. A demon is a demon is a demon. Okay, whether they're smiling at you or whether they're growling at you with blood dripping out of their mouth. However you fathom a demon looks. A demon is a demon is a demon, and demons are those that are moving around you through people. okay? And it is the environment that is indicative, that's informing you about that. All right, so anyway, it's currently 6:29 p.m. and that's the video that I captured. I did want to go through that momentarily. The entity engaging in the conduct of following with the fake sun back to the venue in Fontana, at the Fontana Metro train station, where it is arriving, where I was this morning. Every bit of that is an impossibility. All right, so like I said, it is currently 6:29 p.m. and this is P.O.C. 8TQS075, crossing path while the entity is flying over by aircraft. And I am capturing images right now of while I'm standing on the sidewalk at Fontana Lewis Library, where I've been standing. The light source is directly in my face, touching with light. The light source is right there. While these demons are pacing, these are what the demon possessed do. They're pacing in engineered light. License 6HVR424, 8ABR473, and it's 6:30 p.m. This is P.O.C.